Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for the last session ever, well not ever, but the last session of the 2024 USAPL High School National Championship here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It has been an absolutely phenomenal competition we've had thus far. 4 days of just straight action. We've seen records broken. We've seen some heartbreaks. We've seen some extreme celebrations. We've seen some miracles happen. And all of it is going to end in the culmination of this second and last session of the High School National Championship. Before we get started, we want to give a quick shout out to all the folks that have made this meet possible. First off, we want to thank Cajun Prep Powerlifting as well as head coach Travis Werner for being our host, team, and meet director for this meet. We want to give a quick shout out to SBD Apparel and A7, our presenting sponsors. We want to give a shout out to Limitless as they are providing the platform equipment for us today. And we also going to give a quick shout out to PSB Productions, headed up by Marshall Powell. He's helping provide the live stream for you all today, as well as being responsible for hiring our phenomenal photography team, Stellar Shots and Strength Through Cinema, Jake, Casey, and Michael. At this point, if you haven't seen them on IG, if you haven't seen what's being put on the USAPL IG, you know it's from them. And folks, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. My name is Nick Stevens Jr., a.k.a. Gainendorf on the track, USAPL coach, commentator, newly minted referee, and coach. And it's been an absolute honor. It's been an absolute honor to be able to sit in this seat, particularly being able to get to preside over the High School National Championships, really the highest level of competition you can get in high school. And then I'm also joined by my co-host,
Adriana Davis. Want to give me a follow on Instagram? It's going to be at Adriana Davis. I am a commentator, competitor, referee, and I am super excited to finish off High School Nationals on a strong note. We are going to get into the raw varsity male divisions. That is going to be 100 kilos, 110 kilos, 125 kilos, 140 kilos, and 140 plus kilos. So we've got a ton of divisions here in this last session of the biggest high school nationals that USA Powerlifting has seen in history.
Yeah, we've had over, I don't know if you mentioned it, but we had over 850 lifters sign up for this national level meet, represented by, over 45 states represented here at the USAPL High School National Championship. All right, folks, so let's give you a quick rundown of what we're going to see on the screen here today. That way we can give you a little bit of a rundown about how this meet is going to go. So, at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, that's going to be our heads-up display. They're going to indicate what lift we are on at the very top in red. Below that, we're going to see the lifters' qualifying designations, so JV or varsity. I mean, we all only have varsity lifters at this point. And we're going to have their weight class as well. And then after that, we're going to see the lifter's name as well as all three of their attempts for each of the lifts. Now, in terms of the order of the meet, all of our lifters today are going to be organized into what's called a flight. And that just means they're grouped into, well, two separate groups per platform. And what's that going to do is that's going to split up the competition just a little bit, make things a little bit interesting. And so we start off. Let's give an example. Platform 3, Lance Kurz. He's going to be one of our first lifters on Platform 3, so he's probably at the top of the flight. After him, all the rest of the lifters in that flight will take their we'll take their openers. Then we'll go back to the top of the order. We'll go down to seconds. And then back to the top of the again. We will go down to third attempts, and that will be the same for bench and deadlift as well. And then after that, we go to the very next flight. So whenever we are hopping on a platform and we say that finishes up and starting up a new flight, that just means a new group of powerlifters are coming out to show their strength.
Yeah, and I mean, the way we do it is we split up those flights. We make sure that there's going to be a maximum amount of about 15 people in a flight, because you want to make it fair across the board. You're not going to want to have a flight that is way too many lifters, like 20 plus lifters or 25. That would be way too long of a wait between attempts. So we are going to have it even Steven, maximum of 15 lifters, as Jack on platform 1 opening up with 185 kilos. See how he moves this? And that is exactly what you want opener, folks. Now, on these openers, we are not expecting major fireworks. We aren't expecting people to, I mean, sometimes it happens, but we're not going to expect people to have all-out grinders on their openers. They are just going to want something that is super light, super easy, something that you could triple is a good rule of thumb on any day, no matter the circumstances, just so they could get on the board in the competition.
And now we have all raw powerlifting in this session, correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good. So we don't have to go over the rules and regulations of equipped, but let us go over, for those of you at home who are unfamiliar with powerlifting or just know it as a sport where you pick things up and put them down. Let's kind of go over the rules, regulations, and some of the things to watch out for with the squat. So with the squat, there are going to be 2 commands. Each of the power lifts have their own sets of commands that have to be acknowledged by the powerlifter. With the squat, that command first is going to be to squat. So once the lifter walks the weight out of the rack, like Jack Koval did on platform 1, he shows that he has complete control of the bar, knees are locked, hips are locked. He will then get the squat command. He will go down, he will recover from his squat, and then once he has shown that he still has complete control of that lift, he will receive a rack command. Adrian, you want to go into some of the rules, or not the rules, but some of the infractions we might see going into the squat?
Sure. So if you're watching the stream, sometimes the lights on the left-hand side get blocked out by the spotters or a referee, but there are going to be 3 lights that you're going to look for. So that is going to either show up as a white light or a red light. And the white light means that that referee, we've got 3 referees on the platform, that particular referee on that side calls it a good lift, and if it's a red light, they call it a no lift. So if you get a red light, it is it's a good rule of thumb to look at what the infraction might be, and you do that by looking at the color cards underneath the red light. So that's going to be a red, blue, or yellow card. And in the squat, the red card is going to be the most common infraction. So the red card means that the lifter did not hit depth. So depth is defined as when the hip crease at the hip joint breaks parallel with the top surface of the knee. Not just meeting parallel, not a little above, but breaking it. And that's typically, going to be the most common infraction. If you see a lifter squat and it looks good, they had the strength for it, but they get 2 red lights, that's typically going to be a depth call. A blue card is going to be either downward motion or soft lockout, and that soft lockout is usually going to come from soft knees, or it could be not fully locked out in the hips. And the yellow card is going to be a catch-all for everything else. So a yellow card is if you jump the commands, either the squat or the rack command. You've got to wait for the referees to give those commands. Or it could be something like taking a misstep, losing your balance. And yeah, we are super excited. We are already underway in the action on all 3 platforms, deep into openers. Sam on platform 1 stands up with his opener of 195 kilos. That's a good lift.
Did you mention the jury at all? I can't remember
No,
if you
I
did or
have not.
All right, so important to note too, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm actually not sure many of our coaches and many folks at this meet know about. But we do have a jury on staff, and what a jury is a collection of 3 Category 2 judges. And so that means they have sat and officiated on an international stage. And so what they do is basically just like a fact checker, like a double check. So what happens is, let's say a lifter gets 2 red lights and 1 white light. They have full right to go to the jury and contest that. Most often that the referees aren't going to overturn that, but every now and then the jury overturns the decision on the platform, and then it becomes a good lift after the fact. Important to note, if you, let's say you're a direct competitor of somebody and you think a lift was just super, super egregious, despite getting 3 white lights, all you need to do, you can still go to the jury, you just got to slap down an Andrew Jackson in front of him. It's going to cost you about 20 bucks.
Yeah, and it's going to be, like you said, very difficult for the jury to overturn a lift because we do have national level and higher referees on the platform. They know what they're doing. They've got a ton of experience. That's why they are on this platform refereeing.
That's right. They've been here before. I mean, at this point, a lot of these referees have been in the game for decades. I mean, they are the sport of powerlifting. A lot of folks have been in the game for 20, 30 plus years, and they know what they're looking for. So we are looking to uphold that standard of competition on the platform today. And so we are only seeing, and as you all at home are only seeing kind of a front angle. Our referees on the platform have different angles, so they're going to be a little bit better judges of depth and, let's say, soft knees and some of those other infractions that you mentioned, more so than us at home, or even us behind the commentary booth. And while we both are referees, and Adriana more so than myself, but we do know the calls. We know we could possibly give you all insight as to what the infraction might be, but we're not always right, and very often, myself included, or myself especially, we're very wrong. We're very wrong.
And we like being wrong, especially if we think that a lift may be a no lift, and then it ends up being a good lift. We like being wrong in those cases.
Absolutely. All right, folks, let's take us down to the action here. Jeffrey Fong on platform 1. We're already rounding off second attempts here. He's going to look to retake. Look to retake 185 kilos. That is 407 pounds. And I missed what the infraction was at the beginning, but maybe we can get a little bit of insight with this attempt here.
And on platform 2, Wyatt coming out to 267.5 kilos. That is around 590 pounds for his opening attempt. I'm just excited to see where he ends up on his third. And on platform 1, that was a good lift. Jeffrey Fong stays in the meet, gets a squat on the board.
All right, bars. Oh, sorry, I was going to say the bar is good. The lift is good for Wyatt on platform 2. Let's go on to platform 3 now. Aeon Hermson representing Nina Powerlifting. Now, Nina Powerlifting, from what I can recall, have already won best team overall for the high school national championships in 2024. They're easily one of the biggest teams we've seen here at the high school national championships between, Whitehall Powerlifting, Elk Mound High School, Boston Latin School. So many large teams here, and like I said, we're represented across 45 states, ladies and gentlemen. Almost one person from every state in the country is represented here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at the high school national championship. We have started on second attempts for platform 3. Elliot Roberts, 440 pounds. That's 200 kilos even.
And on platform 2, Tyron Holmes in the 140 plus kilo class, coming out to a 300 kilo opener. That is massive.
My Lord. Imagine opening with 661 pounds. I mean, that's been a lifetime goal of mine. I can't imagine opening with that as a high school lad.
Let's see how he handles it.
Here we go, Tyron Holmes. He walks it out like there's a plate on there. Let's see it here.
Oh, oh my gosh. And it's a big fight for his opener on platform 2. Almost lost grip there. Let's see what the judge says. The judges might have seen that he almost lost his grip. 2-1, it's a good lift.
So he is on the board. So one thing that we're especially grateful for is our spotters and loaders. Ladies and gentlemen, they are products of the Cajun Prep Powerlifting team, our host team for this weekend. And these folks have been on the platform every single day, every single session, and
Really working
arguably
hard.
they have the hardest job of anybody in a powerlifting meet, making sure our lifters are staying safe, staying healthy, and protecting them at all costs should anything happen to their lift.
Platform 1, Jack, coming down with 200 kilos on his back. Wow, and he blew that up for his second attempt. He could jump 10 kilos plus there. That moved really easily for him. On platform 2, we're gonna have Gabe Jensen, 185 kilos.
Now here's Rowan McCune on platform 3, looking to get on the board here with that second attempt. And it looks like it's going to be no good, unfortunately. So that puts Rowan in a very unique position here. Adriana, talk a little bit about what's going on here on platform 3.
So Rowan, unfortunately, missed his opener, decided to go up anyways, and we can see that sometimes where people miss their opener and they don't want to lose out on those kilos, so they go up anyways, and then unfortunately he missed that on his second attempt, and now he's going to be facing bomb out risk. And
what's bombing out?
Bombing out is
Sorry,
when...
I beat you to that chase there.
No, you're good. Bombing out is when a lifter does not is not able to register a lift in at least one in every discipline. So you've got to hit at least one squat, at least one bench, at least one deadlift to be able to register a total. Because, I mean, if you don't hit a squat, it doesn't really make sense to just add up your bench and deadlift. You've got to hit at least one in every lift. So Rowan really going to have his back against the wall there. Going to try to take that again on his third. Going to try to get on the board, stay in the meet. Otherwise, his total is not going to count. It's going to be disqualified from the meet.
That's right, and you've got to wonder what conversations the coach or handler and Rowan are having in the background there, kind of discussing game plan there, a little bit of analysis as to what happened on that second attempt. We saw a bunch of blue cards, so it's possible that there was some up and downward movement or soft knees. Of course, we don't have an instant replay, unfortunately, but all we can do is hope and pray that he's able to come back out and make that for his third. It is a very tough thing to come back from mentally, not just physically, but mentally.
Mentally, it's very, very difficult. Yeah, if you're a handler of one of these lifters who is facing bomb out or even missed their opener like Hayden did on platform 3, to come back out knowing that you don't have a lift on the board, you have really got to instill confidence in their lifter that they can do this, they can hit that lift, they can perform to the standard. Let's see it from Hayden on platform 3.
That's a clean second squat there. I imagine, that's his opener weight. He's on the board to 3 white lights. Oh, sorry, that wasn't his opener. He went 205, missed that, and then jumped 5 kilos up. And that's a very interesting thing we want to talk about here, and a trend that we're kind of seeing the most here on the high school national stage. A lot of folks here are looking to have an opener, and oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, but a lot of folks that miss their openers, we've seen them actually put in a higher number for that second attempt. And there's a couple different mindsets that can go along with that. One, it could be that they are seeing each lift as individual, which is one school of thought for it. Another thing they could do is, it could be meet day jitters. Everyone knows once you get that first squat out of the way, meet day jitters are essentially gone at that point, which makes it, like you were saying earlier, even harder for Rowan, having missed that second attempt, to be able to come back for his third.
And on platform 1, we've got either an American or a world record attempt.
That's right, world record attempt.
On the second attempt. Well, I'm not sure if this is a record. So he had in a bit of a higher number for a chip, but you cannot take a chip in this meet since there is no teen division. It would give an unfair advantage to the other competitors if you're a teen 1 competing against a teen 3. Nonetheless, Braden is going to take a huge attempt here. 622 pounds.
622 pounds.
And Braden really in contention for a podium finish, but he is in the first flight. He's not going to be in the second flight with those other lifters. Wow.
What a fight there. Braden Nouse, product of Trueborn Strong out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Coach Siraj in the background.
It's an American record.
That is an American record. I imagine for the junior division, maybe team 3, team 2? I don't know why I said junior division. That's not in high school.
So he's 17 years old, so that's going to put him in the teen 2 division.
Wow, 622. As a teenager, folks, that's unheard of. And that's going to take us to the very top of the order. We are going to hit on third attempts, folks. We are just cruising and bruising. Jaden Postal, he's up to bat now, 402 pounds, representing Cross Lex Powerlifting Club.
And Jesus on platform 3, 225 kilos. Another one of our lifters who missed his opening squat, elected to go up anyways, 10 kilos. We've got to see how he handles this here.
All right, that looked clean enough for me. I think it is going to be deep enough.
I think it's 2 to 1.
Oh, that is going to be a
2 to
no
1,
lift. That is
no
going to be 2 to
lift.
1. Okay, so same deal here with Jesus as with Rowan, except just a little bit differently here. Jesus missed that opener at 215 kilos, elected to go up 10 kilos, which is a decently sizable jump.
Especially if you missed your opener.
Exactly. And now, one thing in powerlifting, we are only going forward and we are only getting heavier. Now, that plays into attempt selection a little bit, because once you change your attempt to once you put in an attempt to a higher number and you miss that higher number, you're not allowed to go back down. You can't go back down. You have to hit that weight. And he has hit it. It did look like he came up fairly easy. He's just got to get deep enough. Jeffrey Fong on platform 1 is going to take his last attempt squat. Coming back from that missed opener, he's going to go for 435 pounds. That's going to be a 12.5 kilo jump, excuse me. All right, gotta get my LiftingCast set up over here. All right, and folks, if you're looking to follow along with the action at home and you want to take a live look at some of the attempt changes, or actually a live look at the attempts that they put in and which lifts were good and bad, you can take a look at the forecasted placings as well. Go ahead and type in on Google liftingcast.com. You're going to want to scroll down to day 4 of the high school national championships, pick a platform, and there you have it. Here's Jack Koval, platform 1, 440 pounds, and that's going to be a good lift. So far, I believe the only lifter to go 3 for 3. Hopefully, I'll be wrong with Isidro on platform 3 here. And I am another lifter going 3 for 3 on the squat.
And on platform 2, we've got Hunter walking out with 245 kilos in the 140 plus kilo class. Looks like he buries it there, and it comes out very smoothly for him.
Yes, and Hunter is in our men's 140 plus kilo weight class.
Platform 1, big fight there. Is Colin going to get redemption with 205 kilos? And he does, 3 white lights.
What did you see that, folks? And now he's able to come back. He kind of has that little bit of redemption going into bench press. Let's see here. Was that a good lift for Aeon on 3? Oh, yes, it was. That's going to be a good lift. Now, folks, let's turn our attention to platform 3. We've got a little bit of a sticky situation going on here. Rowan McCune. Now, he did elect to go up 7.5 kilos from a missed opener attempt. That second attempt at 205 was missed as well. I believe on depth, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was depth.
Well, let's see if he's able to walk it out now. This is 451 pounds. Here we go, Rowan. Let's get on the board here. That's going to be a close
It's
one,
borderline.
folks. Let's see what the judges are going to say. Look, it took a little bit to get
Yeah,
that
a little
rack
delay
command
in
as
that
well.
rack command.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, we have unfortunately gotten our first disqualification or bomb out of the day in Rowan McCune on platform 3. And I don't know if, I mean, I'm not to call you out at all, but, no, I'm kidding. But even with folks that decide to bomb out, we try to hope that they come back to hit their benches and their deadlifts. I mean, during meet prep there, we are focusing on all 3 power lifts, not just the squat, not just the bench, and not just the deadlift. You may be a specialist at one of those, but it takes all 3 for a total. And I like to think, you know, you've trained for 2 out of 3 of those lifts. So what if you miss one? Come back for the other 3.
Exactly.
Let's get some redemption on the day.
Yeah, get some redemption, build that high morale, and just ending the day on a high note. I mean, like Nick said, you prepare for this meet, you traveled out here. You literally have nothing to lose.
Exactly,
once
and
you
not
bomb
only
out.
that, but it's good data to know. I mean, for you and your coach. I mean, even with those attempts, yeah, squats out of the way now, but now we can put into action our normal attempts without fear of any sort of placing adjustment.
And on platform 1, Jack Hayden, opposite of bombing out, ends off 3 for 3 in the squats, hits a 210 kilo squat, and that's phenomenal. I mean, we've seen so many missed attempts, and that's the thing about these competitions. They're completely different from training in the sense that, yes, you could hit big numbers in training, but it's completely different from the platform. You've got to meet the standard, you get to travel, potentially have a weight cut, and it's really phenomenal to see lifters go 3 for 3, especially when not a lot of people are going to. I mean, I think about 50% of people miss their third lifts.
Absolutely, and important too. I mean, that just goes to show the understanding that the handler has here. Oh wow, Rex Pauly. Sorry to interrupt myself. 212.5 kilos. Nice grind for 3 white lights. But like I was saying, that's going to lend a little bit more as well to the understanding that the handler and the athlete have with each other. Like we were talking to earlier, that handler is going to be there to advocate for the lifter, inspire that lifter, be sure that they are fully capable for whatever they have to do on the platform. And then on the side of the lifter, they've got to be honest with themselves. You know, you may come into this meet wanting to hit a certain number, and you may try to sell your soul to hit that number, but at what cost? You have a whole rest of the meet. You might lose strength. You might fry your back, and that's only going to hurt later on when we get to the bench and the deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, meet day is really about doing what you can on the day, building that total. At the end of the day, making those lifts is what is going to build that total. Some people may say, oh, I'm aiming for this specific number, maybe a big milestone like a 500-pound squat, but by going for milestones that, or even numbers that you have locked into your mind, by going for those numbers that are potentially out of reach, you're missing out on those kilos that you could gain by being just a touch bit conservative.
And good grab there by the spotters and loaders on platform 3.
And Elias on platform 2, 287.5 kilos.
Y'all, in freedom units, that's 633 pounds. And he came up with it like it was nothing. Good lift for Elias Diaz. Wow. And folks, now we're come to the end of the flight. And you know what that means. Tyron Holmes is coming up to bat. What a jump, ladies and gentlemen. That's only 10 kilos, but this is 683 pounds. This is massive.
On the forecasted total, Tyron Holmes is going to currently lead. I mean, based on the forecasted, he should be well ahead in the 140-plus kilo division. Big fight there on platform 3 from Hayden.
That's a big 12.5 kilo jump, and it pans out well for him. 3 white lights. Now, folks, the heaviest weight of arguably the entire meet, Tyron Holmes, 683 pounds. That opener was tough. Let's see.
Oh.
And that's going to be a no lift there for Tyron Holmes. Now, I'm not sure how many folks are in his weight class or what that margin is looking like, but with that opener squat, it does open the door a little bit for some folks to come in and, you know, shake things up on the platform.
Yeah, I mean, I would be thanking the powerlifting gods right now that he got his opening squat. I mean, that second was very tough out of the hole, and his first attempt was tough too. And
His first attempt almost looked like a third attempt.
yeah, and I'm just glad he got that on the board, because if not, he could be risking that bomb out situation, and that would be such a shame for someone who is forecasted well ahead in first to end up bombing out. So thankfully, he got that on his first. And that just goes to show the importance. We sound like broken records, but it's not about where you start, it's where you end. Your opener is just about getting on the board, getting those nerves off, especially for that first squat, arguably the most nerve-wracking lift of the entire meet. You've got a crowd in front of you. It could be a lot of these kids' first time on the national stage. And Jesus on platform 3.
Looking to fight back from a possible bombing out situation. Went up to 10 kilos. This is 225. Let's see if he can hit depth here. That looks good to me, folks.
I thought it looked good. Let's see what the judges say. 2-1, it's a good lift. Jesus stays in the meet. Whew, and what a sigh of relief.
I'm saying, and I mean, we ourselves behind the commentary screen, we're just watching. I can't imagine the pressure just lifted off of Jesus' shoulders now. I mean, he's in the game. He's got a little bit of ways to go to fight back in order to make his way for a podium spot. If I'm not mistaken, Adriana's our numbers, folks, our numbers lady for today.
No clue.
Okay.
I'm being honest here.
And folks, when we talk about forecasted totals on LiftingCast, that is based off of what numbers that lifter puts in for their openers, as well as the lifts that were already hit. And so if we're looking at platform 3, for example, their forecasted place or forecasted total would be based off of their prior 2 squats, their third squat if it is deemed a good lift, as well as their openers for bench and deadlift.
Yes, and that forecasted total, it's really a useful tool that you can use as a coach, a handler, or even the lifter themselves to kind of see where they stand for the day. Now, the forecasted is not going to tell the whole story. A lot of handlers just choose to focus on their lifter during the squat and bench, and then by the time deadlifts come, pay a little more attention, because forecasted can really be a trap. I mean, someone could be forecasted way ahead, and they end up bombing out, or they end up only walking away with their opener. Tons of different situations happen, or they could even have hit their opener, but it's a little tougher than they expect. They have to take smaller jumps, whereas your lifter, if you open conservatively enough, could take larger jumps, and then you jump ahead on that forecasted total.
And now you mentioned a little bit with deadlifts, and I mean, obviously we have bench before we get there, but with deadlifts, that is really where kind of the story of the meet starts to unfold there, like you were saying. We start to see some attempt changes. Folks that earlier on in the meet say they had a rough go of bench and a good go of squats, they're going to have to make up those kilos for the deadlift, as well as keeping track of whoever else you're competing against.
Yeah, it's a very difficult job as a handler, especially if you're in a deep battle like we've been seeing all weekend. You've got to pay attention to often not just one other person, but a multitude of other lifters to see where they at. And you've got to put your lifter in the best position possible to place as high as possible or to meet their goals. And that is why a handler, it's a super high pressure job, and it's really a numbers game at the end of the day.
That's absolutely right. Well, folks, we are already on to our next flight of powerlifters on platform 1 and 3. We've got Jack Morowitz. He's going to open up with 440 pounds. And Gray McCurdy, he's about to walk out with 429 pounds. And a phenomenal grind on platform 2. Gavin makes that weight go down. That is going to be a good lift. 3 white and back up. 3 white lights. All right, bars loaded on platform 3. Now, platform 3 has got some of our heaviest lifts of the entire competition. Hunter Davis, representing the Oshkosh Spartans, is going to be going for 518 pounds in the lads' 140 kilo weight class. So that means they would have had to have weighed in exactly or below 308 pounds.
Oh, and Hunter, unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift on platform 2. He walks away 2 for 3 in the squats, ending with 225 kilos.
Coming right behind is Braxton Smith. And folks, we're just going to keep going up and up and up. 562 pounds are loaded up for Braxton. Shift on over to platform 1 if you can. Andres Carrillo, he's going to open with 501 pounds.
Wow.
A product of Elk Mound High School powerlifting. Here's Eli on 3. Eli Bickle, he's going to open 451 pounds for the men's 100 kilo weight class, or 220 pounds body weight. Here's Braxton.
Looks a little shocked that he was able to get that up. Could be a big milestone for him. 2 to 1, it's a good lift. Walks away. I believe 3 for 3 in the squats. Yep, 3 for 3. Way to start off the day. Building that positive momentum as you head into the bench press.
Andres Carrillo, that's going to be a good lift. On platform 1, moving on down to Ricky Tionkeo. I will be asking him how to pronounce that last name when he gets back here. But my man Ricky, 451 pounds for the Cajun Prep powerlifting product. Let's see it. Ricky!
That was easy. Very easy for an opening attempt.
Oh man, my boy, Ricky. That's a 3 white light lift.
Hunter buries 260 kilos on platform 2, being coached there by, or being handled by Crummy.
Let's head over to platform 1 now. Let's see if we can see some sparks fly with Austin's first attempt squat here, 562 pounds.
Austin really going to be in the talk for a podium finish in the 125 kilo class. Going to be in a bit of battle there with Andres Carrillos, excuse me.
Now, I might catch a little bit of flack for this, but here's Dylan on platform 3. 468 pounds for an opener. There it is. Looks like all 3 platforms are getting loaded up at the same time. Funny timing.
Platform 2, Gabe McNeil in the 140 kilo class. Hit his opener, went up 15 kilos, and missed it on his second attempt, opting to retake it. Smart move, I like that. Hopefully he can get this.
All right, Brandon, he's getting under his first attempt squat. The platform is tailor-made for you, Brandon. Let's see it. 275 kilos. 606. Moved like 206. I'm upset. 3 white lights. Folks, if you're watching at home or if there's any lifters you're trying to support, I don't know what you parents are doing at home, if you're putting Miracle Grow in their cereal or you know, stretching them out once they turn 5, whatever it is. These kids are strong, and the future is only going to be stronger. And these kids are in high school. Imagine once they get to that national level, how much of a force they're going to be.
And on platform 2, Gabe decided, I think he timed out on that third attempt, so he's just going to walk away with his opener, possibly opening the door to people like, or lifters like Wyatt, who is going to come out to 282.5, making a case for a podium position in the 140 kilo class, and potentially going to try to move up from there. Second place, first place, see how it unfolds.
Here's Wyatt. He's going to walk out 282.5. This is 622 for a third. Not as much pop out of the hole on that one. Good grab there by the spotters and loaders. Coming up next on platform 3, Elias Diaz. He's going to go for 290 kilos, 639 pounds. Good night.
And on platform 1, we see a huge jump here of 22.5 kilos for Sergio Ortiz, coming out to 170 kilos, making a, as I said, we've been here a while.
22 and a half.
Yeah, that is a big jump in the squat event, especially at this weight. You might see lifters like the super heavyweights take this kind of jump. Let's see how Sergio handles it.
Wonder if we can find a Sergio of energy for this second attempt squat, 170 kilos. Let's see it, bud. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and he made that move very easy.
Yeah.
3 white lights. I wonder where he goes for his third. That was very, it looked like an opener.
I'd let him go up another 22 and a half to be
I think
quite
he
fair.
could.
That's wild. I wish I was strong. Platform 3, here's Wyatt. And Wyatt is going to take all of this squat with 540 pounds.
And on platform 2, Jelani just hit a 290 kilo squat, going 3 for 3. That's a huge squat. And now, about to be outdone by Tyron Holmes. 310 kilos. Now, he missed this on his second attempt. Looked like just a strength issue. He had a pretty tough opener. Gonna want to see if he is still coming out for this and if he can hit it.
Looks like he is. The bar is now loaded. Here's his post. And it looks like he is. Here comes big Tyron Holmes, looking to get on the board, adding another 10 kilos to an already monstrous 300 kilo squat. Let's see it, Tyron. And that dog won't hunt, unfortunately. That's going to be a no lift on platform 2 for Tyron. So he's going to finish out only 1 for 3 on the day for the squat. What effect do you think that has going into the bench and deadlift in terms of our standings here?
I mean, in terms of the standings, Tyron, if he makes his openers on bench and deadlift, he should be good for the national title. He is well ahead. But, I mean, it does play an effect on you mentally to miss your second and third squat. I mean, you're wasting some energy by coming out, trying to hit that. And mentally, it's just very tough to not go 3 for 3, not make those attempts. You kind of get in your head of, oh, is my strength a little lower on the day? I would probably recommend to him to maybe bump down his bench and deadlift openers, especially if you are forecasted well ahead for a national championship win. Just do something for your openers that you know you're going to hit. You're not risking bombing out by taking openers that are super hard.
There's Sergio, platform 2, with an opening squat of 413 pounds. And bars loaded on 1 for Ashton Kuhlman. He's going to go for 435 pounds. That's 197.5 kilos. Here's Ashton. Very deep squat there. Now, on that second attempt, it was a 15 kilo jump from first to second. Now, I imagine that was a little bit too big of a jump there. Unfortunately, we're not able to knock down the weight, so he kind of has to hit that lift in order to go 2 for 3 on squat.
And that's why, I mean, especially we've talked about the openers, you want to hit something you know you can get on the board, but I would recommend that for all of your lifts, especially your second attempt. You're not going to want to jump to I mean, typically you're not. You're not going to jump to an all-time PR on your second attempt or something that you're not 100% sure you're going to get, because by taking a big jump like that, you're leaving a lot of kilos, on the table and potentially only walking away with your opener.
Now let's take a look over on platform 1 here. Jack Morowitz did not make that opener, still going up 7.5 kilos, which is no size, a very sizable amount. That's about 15 pounds. And he finds his way up on that one. Now, will it be deep enough for our referees? And is Jacob Morowitz on the board with 207.5. Bars loaded for Gray on platform 3. And this is a big old jump here, 12.5 kilos. That's almost 30 pounds by itself. And Cody Signs on platform 2. This is 457. With probably my favorite mullet of the entire competition. I love it. Edward Madaris on platform 1, going up an average 10 kilo jump to 225 kilos, 496 pounds. With this, he's looking to take his third attempt squat into the 500 range.
And on platform 3, we've got Eli Bickel going to come out to 217.5 kilos. Now, Eli is in the 100 kilo class, in a bit of a hunt for a top 5 placing in the class.
Ooh, Eli, very forceful into the bar there. Almost moving the rack off the platform there.
Yeah, these lifters really bring the intensity, the focus to all of their lifts.
Yes, a lot of these lifters have trained for months and months, some 3, some maybe even 4 months, just to make it to this national stage. So they're putting their hearts and their bodies on the line to do what they were designed to do through all of their hard work prior.
Yeah, and that was a good lift on 3. And yeah, like you said, a lot of these lifters have been training specifically for this competition for about 3-4 months. But I mean, powerlifting's really a long game sport. A lot of these lifters, even though they are young, I would imagine these lifters that are especially squatting in these heavier weights did not just start powerlifting in general 4 months ago. A lot of them have been training for up a year, 2, maybe even 3 years. And it all comes together here on the national stage.
Oh, folks, sparks are going to fly on platform 1 for Austin. 589 pounds. And he is a 125 kilo lifter, so he, at most, weighed in at 275 pounds.
On platform 2, Dustin Wirtz going to open up with just under 500 pounds, 491 pounds here, 222.5.
That's a good lift for Austin on platform 1. 12.5 kilo jump. I imagine he's probably got about another 5 to 7.5 kilos left in him to add to the total.
Now on platform 1, Jacob Mankiw in the 125 kilo class. In a bit of a battle here for potentially the national title with Brandon Taylor. Now, currently on forecasted total, he is about 20 kilos behind. But hey, if Brandon misses 10 kilo jump on squat, 10 kilo jump on deadlift, then Jacob will be right there.
Bars getting loaded up for Mason Klinger on platform 3, 530 pounds. On platform 2, Samuel Roop, 496 pounds, product of Elk Mound High School powerlifting.
Gonna want to try to get a top 5 spot in the 110 kilo class for Samuel.
Jacob with a phenomenal second attempt. Moved just about as a second attempt should. That's 628. And it's a good lift. And no lift for Mason on platform 3. Looked like 2 yellow cards there. I imagine that might have been for a jumped command, possibly. That's about all I can kind of infer from that one. Bar is loaded for Brandon Taylor, platform 1, 655 pounds.
And Brandon Taylor going to be really in a battle here with Jacob Mankiw in the 125 kilo class. Currently projected in first place. We gotta see how he handles this big, big jump. I mean, this is a 22.5 kilo jump right here for Brandon Taylor for a 655 pound squat as a high schooler.
My God.
Now he handles it with ease. Is it going to be low enough?
2-1.
Judges say yes, 2-1.
All right, folks, coming up to platform 3 is Wyatt. He is going to need all of the crowd's support in order to get this second attempt deadlift, or golly, second attempt squat at 540 pounds.
Justin Clark, platform 2, gonna start his day off with a 240 kilo squat. Oh, and Wyatt stays in the meet, 2-1. Good lift on platform 3. Adrian on platform 2, gonna be in the hunt for a top 5 position in the 110 kilo class. 240 kilos is gonna start off his day. Adrian walking out with 240 kilos. On platform 1, Jeremiah walking out with 195 kilos. Relatively big 15 kilo jump here. See how he handles it. Oh, and it's a fight. Can he fight through it? And he doesn't. Ooh, good catch from the spotters there. Almost tipped over his neck. No lift, but he ends the day 2 for 3 in the squats.
Are we back? We're back. We're so back. Call me the lats because we're so back.
We are so back.
Sorry, folks. You had a little bit of a snafu out in the warm-up area, but all is well.
And on platform 2, Hunter Christensen, 247.5 for his opening attempt.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hearing some rumblings of a world record attempt.
And I believe that is on platform 2 with Hunter. He is 15 years old.
Going for 545 pounds.
And he
Kid only weighs 220 or less.
242 or less, and he is in the hunt there for a podium position in the 110 kilo class. World record attempt on his opener.
Hey, Din, there it is. Wow. That's going to be a good
That's a
lift.
new world record for the 15-year-old electing to compete in the varsity division.
That's one more notch in the cap for the lad. At 15 years old, just say that you have a world record. It's pretty solid. And you know it's legit because we're at high school nationals. We only have category 1 or 2 national refs. These folks have sat in on multiple national and international stages. Some of the strictest judging, that we've ever seen. So to be able to say you came away with a world record and you come away from some of the toughest judging, then you know you came away and should be proud of that.
Platform 1. Ooh, fights through the sticking point. I believe that's going to be a good lift for Darian. 3 white lights it is, and he missed his second attempt, elected to go up 10 kilos anyways.
It's a very bold move, Cotton.
Yep, it was a very bold move, but it paid off for him. And now all eyes on platform 2. Blake went really a superstar in the 110 kilo division, going to be opening with 270 kilos. That is 595 pounds. We are in the 110 kilo division. Forecasted ahead in the 110 kilo class.
And folks, looks like we're coming up on third attempts on platform 3. And after this, folks, these are, we're on to our second flight of lifters on all 3 platforms. After this, we are going to take a 10-minute break in between so that we can get set up for the bench press, give our spotters and loaders a break.
And my mouth just dropped. Blake moves 270 kilos with ease on his opening attempt. Where will he end up by his third? That is really the question here. Platform 1, Jack gets a good lift, 3 white lights, ends off with 215 in the squat.
Here's Gray McCurdy. Going up 2.5, and it plays out for him. That's going to be a good lift. All right, over on platform 1, Edward Madaris.
And on platform 2, Sergio getting set up with 202.5 kilos, 15 kilo jump for him. Oh, buries it, but I think he might have buried it a little too much there. No lift for him. Andres Carrillo on platform 1. Missed this on his second attempt, electing to retake it. He needs these kilos. He's gonna be battling for a top 5 place in the 125 kilo class. And that's the thing, when you jump a relatively big jump, something like 15 kilos, it could be dicey if you end up missing it on your second. You're gonna wanna take a second that you know you can hit. Hopefully he can get this on his third attempt.
Jaden with an easy second attempt on platform 2. Here's Andres. Can he find his way? It's not gonna look like it, folks. But he'll come away with his opener regardless. Eli Bickle. That's gonna be a good lift for him. 3 white lights.
And on platform 1, Austin Sparks in that 125 kilo division, looking to end off over 600 pounds. 275 kilos, that's 606 pounds. He's got kind of a spread between him and the second place position, so gonna try to lock up that bronze medal for him. I mean, depending how all the lifting shakes out at the end of the day. Of course, this is just based on forecasted total. Dylan Flack, platform 3, jumping 10 kilos to 232.5.
Austin Sparks looking to make something happen here on platform 1. 606 pounds.
A little bit of delay in the squat command.
Oh, he hit that hole super hard. Yeah, it was tough to come out of that one. That's okay. He'll come away 243. Now Jacob Manque coming up to platform 1 right after him. 290 kilos, 639 pounds. And if I'm not mistaken, Jacob Manque with this one will put him into forecasted second?
Yes, I mean, he's currently in, forecasted second. His forecast total would be 695 if he gets this lift. And he's a little bit behind Brandon Taylor, but hey, you never know what can happen. Brandon could end up missing lifts. Lots of things could happen between here and the end of the competition. Let's see Jacob hit this huge 290 kilo squat, 639 pounds.
Here's Jacob, 639 pounds. Oh,
Ooh,
mamma
and it's a
mia.
battle, but not too hard of a battle for him. 3 white lights for Jacob Mankiw. Great call from the coaching team there. And state 3 for 3 in the squats. Great feeling going into bench and deadlift. And his direct competitor, Brandon Taylor, going to be coming out right after him. A 310 kilo squat in the 125 kilo class. This is a 683 pound squat for Brandon, currently leading the way on forecasted total, but Jacob right on his tail.
Gosh, you're seeing them spotters and loaders load plates up on the bar. That bar is already bending, and folks, if it's not bending, you're just pretending. Brandon Taylor showing us what it's all about. He's walking up to 683 pounds. Wyatt
Dustin,
as
big
well.
fight on second attempt, but I mean, yep, on his second attempt. Fortunately, no lift. Did a bit of a stumble there. Now, Brandon, let's see this big squat. Oh, gets it up. Gotta wait to see what the judges say on the depth. 3 white lights. Great lift for Brandon Taylor. Conserved a lot of energy there, too. I mean, it is great if you hit a grinder on your third attempt squat. We'd love to see it. But if you hit the big squat and are able to conserve a bit of energy, that's going to really help you out when you're leading into the bench and especially the deadlifts. Not holding as much fatigue there.
That's absolutely right. And folks, we are all done, it seems, on platform 1 with the squat. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to let our spotters take a little bit of a break as well. And while we get set up for the bench press on platform 1, it is now 2:02 a.m. 2:02 p.m. My goodness. At this point, you should have already had lunch. If not, go and grab you something from McDonald's. Double cheeseburger, fries, and a large shake, and we'll see you in 10 minutes. All right, Dustin, high bar squatter as well. A little bit of a wider stance.
Ooh, fights through that sticking point. Is it going to be deep enough?
That was clean. I don't know if it will be, though.
2 to 1. It's a good lift.
Wow. Excellent work there. Way to come back from that missed second.
Daniel Foley taking a 10-kilo jump to 237.5. And if you're joining us on platform 1, we are back for the action. We are moving straight into the bench press, flight A. Get ready. Caden's going to start us off with a 92.5 kilo opener. Oh, and Daniel sinks it, fights through that sticking point. I can't imagine that getting any red lights there.
Boom, baby.
3 white lights. What a phenomenal way to end the squats, leaving all that you had on the platform there, ending off 3 for 3. Really great feeling. And Samuel Rupe on platform 2, missed 240 kilos, elected to go up anyways to 242.5. Hopefully he can get this.
All right, now here's Samuel. He missed 240. I honestly cannot remember what it was, but still going up 2.5 kilos. It's not going to feel that much different. It's only 5 pounds, which in the grand scheme of 534 pounds won't be too much. He comes away clean. Let's see if it was deep enough for our judges. 2 to 1, no lift.
No lift.
So it was depth for one of our side judges, and it was, I believe, a little bit of up and downward motion.
Yeah, he did get a blue
on the
card
side there.
from the side. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift. And that really leaves a lot of kilos on the table because he had the strength for it, but wasn't able to get it, just walks away with his opener. Adrian on platform 2, taking the minimum jump to 250 kilos. Big milestone there for his 3rd squat. Judah, platform 1, opening up with 102.5, 226-pound bench.
That's right, folks. And once we get finished up with the squats on platform 3, we're going to head right on over to bench press. And then we'll get into the rules of performance for that. Hey, yo, Adrian, can you finish? What a
Fighting through that
grind!
sticking point.
He didn't hear no bell.
Wow.
Come on, judges. I think that was clean as a whistle. 2 to 1, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a good lift.
Great way to end the day in the squats, 3 for 3. And now on platform 1, Jack Caden getting set up with his opener at 105 kilos. That is about 231 pounds.
Easy opener there for Jack Caden. Here we go, Landon Taylor. 252.5 kilos. That's 556 pounds. You're fine.
Landon Taylor, 252.5 for his 3rd attempt. 2 to 1, it's a good lift for him. Really puts on the celebration there, as he should. Great way to finish squats.
Good lift there on platform 1 for Jack Koval. Coming behind is Jeffrey Fong, 112.5 kilos. Like we said, Hunter Christensen, 573 pounds.
Hunter Christensen, 260 kilos, like you said, in the hunt for a top 3 finish in the 110 kilo class. Needs every kilo there to build the highest total he can. Oh, and unfortunately, it's not going to go for Hunter. Now, he did only jump the minimum amount, so not really risking a lot there. Walks away with 257.5. Caleb took that 15 kilo jump to 270 kilos, missed it, and he put in a bit of work, and then he unfortunately took a stumble on his second attempt. Just looking to repeat this now. We talked about if he could go for that 600-pound squat. Honestly, it was pretty hard on his second attempt, and he did take that stumble. So I like this call to just repeat it. Just try to get in that third squat.
That's right. And folks, this is 270 kilos, 595 pounds. That's not a lightweight by any stretch of the imagination there. For anyone of any age. I mean, this kid is in high school, ladies and gents. Oh, put him on the board. That was good. Beautiful, Caleb.
What a way to come back from the second attempt miss.
Folks, we have started our action of the bench press on platform 3. We're going to wait till platform 2 finishes up with squats before we get into the rules of performance and the different infractions and all the other good stuff for the bench press. All right, now Justin Clark, 275 kilos. Now that's a super, super pretty number to have on the total. 606 pounds, crossing over the 600-pound barrier as a high school raw powerlifter.
This is a big jump, 17.5 kilo jump. See how he handles it. Wow.
Wow.
And what a great call for his third
that was
attempt.
even 7.5 kilos all the way up. Maybe he's used to that.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal showing from Justin Clark. I mean, missing that or making it was really crucial for him to stay in the hunt for potentially a third place finish or top 5 finish in the 110 kilo class. And now Blake went.
Now, folks, we've got our last squat of the day of the high school national championship.
And I believe, I might be mistaken, but I believe this is going to be the heaviest squat
ever
we have seen in the entire meet. From a raw lifter, nonetheless.
Yep, the
not
highest
in the
weight we've ever seen
class.
is 683. This is 694 pounds, folks. Blake went. He's only weighing 242 pounds or less, 15 kilos. Oh my goodness.
Let's see him do it.
I'm gonna lose my mind if he hits this. Oh man, oh man.
Unfortunately, that is a no lift for Blake, and that is kind of the risk that you take by hitting an easy, I mean, his second attempt was relatively easy, taking a big jump from there. It's hard to gauge how much you have when you're taking a big jump like that. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't make that attempt, but he does walk away with 300 kilos and still projected well ahead in the 110 kilo class.
And that is good to hear. Well, folks, we're all done with the squat. We're all finished with squats are done. No more squats.
No more squats.
For the 2024 High School National Championship. We're going to get set up for the bench press on platform 2. For those of you watching at home, don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit. And if you've been watching on platforms 1 and 2, we're into the bench press. Platform 1's already on second attempts with the bench press.
Yep.
And now that we are on the bench press, let's go over some of the rules, regulations, the commands, and all of that good stuff that we can watch out for as we see our lifters hit the platform. So with the bench press, it is going to be the most complex of the 3 lifts in terms of things to satisfy in order to receive certain commands. It also has the most commands. There's 3 commands compared to the 2 on squat and the 1 for deadlift, but we'll get to that later. The first attempt, or the first command that you're going to see is a start command. So that will only come after the lifter unracks the bar, has straight arms or straight elbows, maintains 3 points of contact with the apparatus, so shoulders, hips, as well as the feet. After the referee sees that all of that has been satisfied, they'll receive that start command. Lifter then descends the bar to the chest, ultimately to complete motion stopped. And once the referee sees that that motion has ended, you'll receive that press command. From there, you have to try and press the bar all the way back up, locking out the elbows, keeping those 3 points of contact. And then only after showing complete control of the lift, after that, with those elbows locked, will you get the rack command. And Adriana, can you tell us a little bit about, from the referee side, what we're looking for in terms of, like the most common infractions that we'll see for the bench press?
Sure. So as we have in the squat, we have color cards on the bench. So that's going to be a red, blue, and yellow card. So a blue card is going to be same as the squat, either for downward motion or soft lockout. And in the bench press, soft lockout is going to constitute having soft elbows, either at the start or the completion of the lift. And yellow card is going to be kind of a lot of different things. That could be given for jumping a command, for lifting your butt off the bench. That's a common infraction, lifting your foot off the bench. And the red card is our least common one. Red card, not really typically, very rare in the raw lifting that we have here in this session. So red card is going to be given for if you are hovering the bar, if you do not touch the bar to your chest.
Jesus, oh, sorry, I didn't know if you were done.
No, you're fine. I was done, but I was just going to say that Jack on platform 1 taking a 5-kilo jump to 110 kilos. And we're not going to see super big jumps in the bench press, just because it is a lift where the absolute load is not as much as it is in the squat or deadlift. So percentage-wise, a 10-kilo jump per se, that could be relatively common in the squat, whereas in the bench, that would be considered a big jump, depending on what load you're taking.
Exactly. And there's a lot of physiological reasons and scientific reasons that there are to explain for that, but at the end of the day, it just is what it is. Now, Judah looking to be the victor of this second attempt bench here at 110 kilos, 242 pounds. And the bar is getting loaded up on platform 3, 132.5 kilos. That's 292 pounds, folks. We're already seeing close to 300-pound openers. Insane. Jack Koval on platform 1. 7.5 kilo jump there to 112.5 kilos, 248 pounds. Rowan McHugh, unfortunately, has bombed out of the meet, so he's not able to post a total. But he is coming back for the bench press. He did have a good lift at 292 pounds. So good to see him go and finish out the rest of the meet. Like I was saying earlier, you prep for all three power lifts, not just the squat, the bench, or the deadlift. And so when you bomb out on either of those, it's super important that you keep your head up, because at the end of the day, it's not that deep, I promise. There will always be more meets. There will always be more opportunities to get better. And some of the strongest lifters in the history of powerlifting have all bombed out at least once. I haven't bombed out yet, but that's also why I'm not anywhere near the top. But all of this to say that it's going to be a learning experience for sure. And important to remember, folks, these are high school lifters. Everyone is between the ages of 13 and 17. And I'll tell you what, when I was that age, I was just yelling at people in Call of Duty lobbies, eating Doritos in the garage. These kids are out here pushing heavy metal. And their future is bright, as is the future of powerlifting in the USAPL. Jeffrey Fong, 264 pounds, second attempt bench, moves like butter. Here's Aon Hermsen, representing Nina Powerlifting, one of many out of that outfit. This is gonna be 242 pounds. That's a tough second attempt there, but still moved clean regardless. 110 kilos, that's going to be 242, 3 white lights. Bar is going to be loaded up next on platform 1 for Colin Albrecht, representing Winneconne High School. That's going to be 100 kilograms, so 125 kilograms, so 275 pounds for the men's 100 kilo weight class. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing someone kind of stand over the lifter and then quickly back away. That is the back spotter. And their job, especially in the bench press, is to provide a liftoff for our power lifters in the event that they need some assistance getting the bar out of the rack. It is personal preference for the lifter, but those back spotters have a very, very important job because that unrack can be very, very crucial for the continuation of the bench press. You don't want to drop it on the lifter. You don't want to take it out too fast where they're not ready. But on the flip side of that, it is the responsibility of the power lifter to let that head spotter know exactly how you want that liftoff. I'd imagine it would take probably 5 to 7 seconds, say a quick few blurbs, and that way you're not sitting there yapping to this back spotter. You can get to setting up. And here's Sam Shear, 130 kilos. Oh my God, showing sheer strength on that one. 3 white lights. Elliot Roberts, platform 3, 115 kilos, so a 2.5 kilo jump. Here we go. Elliot Roberts, 115 kilos, as we said, 253 pounds. Brody Allwood on 130 kilos, 286 pounds. He finds lockout. What do the judges say? 3 white lights. Let's see, Elliot Roberts. That's going to be a no lift on that second attempt there. He needed some assistance from the spotters and loaders. That puts him in a very interesting position here because after missing a second attempt bench here, well, no, sorry, he's already on the board. But in terms of placing and standings and maintaining a good handle on how that's going to look, he's going to need to make that third attempt.
Yeah, I mean, you're losing a lot of kilos there. He missed his second, correct?
He did.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to walk away with, it's good that you got on the board by getting your opener, but that's never the plan, to walk away with just your opening attempt.
Here's Braden Nouse with an easy 363-pound second attempt. That's going to be 3 white lights. That kid is an animal. My gosh. We see Joel Chong on the corner there coaching, one of the coaches for Trueborn Strong out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Now, on platform 3, Hayden Kirsten Clark missed 120 kilos. I can't remember on what. However, going up 2.5 kilos, especially on bench, that's a very risky move. Let's see what he does. Never mind. I'll be quiet.
Could have been just a technical issue on his opener.
Likely so, yeah. That's a good lift.
On the board.
Here's Caden Genrich. Oh, not able to find his way off the chest there. And now, folks, I hate to say it, and I hope I am wrong in acknowledging this trend, but third attempt bench is, statistically speaking, the most commonly missed lift of all 9 of the lifts. I think the second being third attempt deadlifts. Reason being because these power lifters are trying to put precious kilos onto the total. Like you were saying earlier, it's a less absolute load. And in terms of your grand total, it only makes up about 20, 25, maybe even 30% if you're a really, really good bencher. And so when we get to the deadlifts later on, inching away and chipping away at those kilos on the bench press is only going to set you up better for the deadlift.
Jesus on platform 3 avoided disaster on his squats by getting in that third attempt. Already having a better bench session by hitting his second attempt, going 2 for 3 thus far. And that's what you do when you don't have, we have a shaky start in the squat event. You've got to just move on, got to put it past you and move on to the bench. And don't I mean, it's so mental when you have a rough, shaky squat event and you got to move forward. You got to just don't think about it, just think about bench.
Absolutely. My pops told me way back in the day, you got to have a short memory about these things. Yes, each lift is a continuation of the lift before. However, also pause, Jack Caden, 3 white lights.
6 thus far.
Beautiful job. But not only are these lifts building upon each other, but they're also individual in and of themselves. And so if one doesn't go, it's over, it's done. We can't get that attempt back. We only move forward in powerlifting.
I mean, that can ruin your day. If you're harping on how you started out the day, you could end up just ruining that whole day by letting that get in your head, overthinking, start missing more attempts, and then that really puts a hamper on your total. Jacob Carr, platform 3, getting dangerously close to that 300-pound mark. Going to have his second attempt at 135 kilos, 297 pounds. Luke on platform 3, getting set up with 140 kilos. We're in the 100 kilo class. Judah on 1, already on third attempts on platform 1, getting set up with 117.5 kilos.
And ladies and gentlemen, on platform 2, welcome back to the action. Glad you can join us for the bench press.
Unfortunately, on platform 1, that's going to be a no lift for Judah Victor. Platform 2, Pearson gets us started by hitting a smooth opener at 95 kilos.
All right, we've got Gabe Jensen coming up to platform 2, representing Elk Mound High School Powerlifting. And on platform 3, Rex Polly is going to take his second attempt bench at 319 pounds. So that's a casual 3-plate date for those of us in a commercial gym. Easy second attempt there for Gabe. Here's Jeffrey Fong. Some of the most luscious locks we've seen in the competition. Here we go.
Taking the minimum jump to 122.5. Ooh, good grind there.
Clean.
Perfect.
I like that a lot.
Oh, not perfect. Unfortunately.
2-to-1 yellow cards. I wonder if his butt came up a little bit there. That's the only thing I can imagine, because he followed the commands.
Yeah, I mean, with the yellow card, we are always kind of guessing, since we are not in the referee's chair. We're not seeing those lifts up close and in action. So yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be no lift for him. jack, steel platform 3, grinds it out with a second attempt at 147.5. How much does he have left for that third attempt? On one, Colin, 125 kilos. Missed this on the second, trying to come back, get redemption on his third. Gets that quick press command. Oh my gosh, almost finds a second gear there, but unfortunately, just a little too heavy for Colin. That's kind of the risk you take by taking a relatively big jump in the bench press. He took a 12.5 kilo jump from his first to second.
And 12.5 kilo jumps, I mean, that's a sizable amount for anybody. Bless you.
Thank you.
Here's Colin O'Connor, 281 pounds to platform 1. So far, 2 for 3 on bench, looking to continue that streak. Had a rough time with squat, not able to get those last 2 attempts. Can he fight his way through bench? And he can. Come on, judges. And that's going to be a good lift. Braxton Smith opening with 112.5 kilos, 248 pounds. Here he comes. Product of Whitehall Powerlifting.
Braxton went 3 for 3 in the squats, looking to continue that momentum in the bench press.
We've got Aeon on platform 3. Now on to third attempts over there, 248.
Oh, big grind on platform 3. Wow, is he going to lock it out? And he does. What did the judges say for Eon? 2-1, it's a good lift. Way to end the bench event, 3 for 3. Platform 1, unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Brody. Still walks away 2 for 3 in the bench.
And now coming right behind, hoping to see some sheer strength out of Sam. 303 pounds for the Nina Powerlifting product. Elliot Roberts on 3, missing that second attempt, looking to retake 253 pounds. Oh, finds his way off the chest. Can we get to lockout? What a grind this is. And not gonna go, unfortunately. Only coming away with his opener. That does have a little bit of an effect on how we go into our deadlifts. I wonder if they're thinking maybe we need to get those kilos back on the deadlifts. Maybe we just take what's there on the day, which is generally what should be done. But we never know. We will see when we get to deadlifts.
And Elias on platform 2, 140 kilos for his opening bench, 308 pounds. Projected in second place in the 140 kilo class. Wyatt a little bit behind him, but not too far. And Gabe a little bit in front of him, but again, not too far, a little bit in reach. Wow, and he blows up that opener at 140 kilos. Got a lot of room there.
Braden House will drive you crazy because he wants to rock and roll all night. 380 pounds.
This is a big bench press.
That's right.
And
so far, Braden having a great day.
Yeah, Braden hasn't missed a lift yet, and he is, interestingly enough, in contention for a top 2 position in the 110 kilo class behind Blake Went. Let's see how he moves this. Wow, what a good call. 172.5, good
Perfect
lift
call
for Braden.
for Braden.
And Braden is in contention for that 110 kilo class for likely a podium finish, but he is in the first flight versus the other competitors in the second flight, so he is going to have to finish his day first, and the method there is to just make all of your lifts, build the highest total that you possibly can, and force the other competitors in the flight to pull out a pocket in order to overtake you.
All right, up next is Hayden Kirsten Clark. Missed his second attempt, went up 2.5, fared well. Here's 5.5. 281, that's gonna be a good lift. And we are on to, if I'm not mistaken, our second flight of powerlifters on platform 1 for the bench press.
Fast takedown on platform 1. for Darian. Oh, I think, yep, 2-1. That's a good lift. Got a yellow card there.
And Jelani Payne on platform 1, 160 kilos.
Jelani kind of slated for the second place position right now, but he needs these extra kilos. Oh, is he going to be able to lock it out? Unfortunately, he does not. And I believe I had the wrong lifter up. That was Lance on platform 3, unfortunately, missing his third attempt. I was looking at the wrong platform. Jesus Ariola avoided disaster in the squat, came down to his last squat in order to stay in the meet. Now looking to go 3 for 3 in the bench. Redemption for the day.
Two for 1, Sergio Ortiz.
Yes, Jesus.
No
on
wrist straps
platform
either.
3. Yeah, no wrist straps, no problem. Redemption from such a shaky start in the squats, only going 1 for 3 in the squats, turning that around and going 3 for 3 in the bench. And that's exactly what we want to see. If a lifter has a shaky start, we want them to come back, potentially lower their openers, just get on the board, and really execute the rest of their attempts. End the day off strong. Miguel on platform 2, opening up with 170 kilos.
374 bucks for Lexington Powerlifting, another one of the larger teams here at the High School National Championship. John Clayton finds his way up, and it's a good lift. 3 white lights.
And Luke on platform 3, gonna come out to 140 kilos. Missed this on his second attempt. Not quite sure what that was. Gonna try to get redemption, get it on his third attempt. Miguel is getting set up for 170 on platform 2. Oh, Luke fights up the weight with 140 kilos. Judges say. Still waiting to see what the judges say. A little bit of anticipation. And Miguel on platform 2, as we're waiting, blows up 170 kilos. And unfortunately on platform 3, that's going to be a no lift for Luke. He got yellow cards there. Not exactly sure what that was for. That could have been jumping one of the commands, especially since the front judge gave it. Or it could have been for heaving. So once you take down the bar to your chest and you get the press command, you are not allowed to bring the bar back down, because that gives you an extra bit of advantage there. So not sure what that quite was for Luke, but he does walk away with his opening attempt. And now on platform 2, Tyron Holmes had a shaky start in the squats, but he is forecasted well ahead in the 140 plus kilo division. Basically just needs to make one lift in every discipline. See if he can on bench, and it's a little bit of work, but he gets that attempt at 170 kilos, or should get that attempt. Yes, he does. Now, Tyron, kind of what we talked about earlier. I mean, Tyron is really slated for first here. He's well ahead of the next competitor. And, I mean, the opener, it was a good opener. It was smooth, but it was a little bit tough. It kind of looked more like a second attempt. What I would recommend to coaches who have got a lifter who is very well ahead of their competition, I would just lower those openers. Just get something super easy on the board. Make sure that you are not going to risk bombing out, because that would bring on such disaster to be forecasted well ahead and then end up being disqualified for the competition. But that's not the case for Tyron. He's on the board and forecasted well ahead. Gavin on platform 2 hits 95 kilos on his second attempt. Adrian Lopez on platform 1. I believe we are in the B flight now on platform 1. Getting started with 125 kilos for Adrian for his opening attempts. Oh, that's a bit of work. Now, he gets it. He's on the board, but that is not really what you want to see from an opening attempt. You want to see something that is very easy, something that's going to get you on the board, no question about it, that you could hit. Now, that lift, there was no question that he could hit it. It did slow down as you get towards the middle. Interested to see where he goes from there. Probably taking a relatively smaller jump. And what a scrappy attempt on platform 3. Oh. It looked good from my point of view. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Rex on platform 3. He did get 2 different color card infractions, so he got a red card and a yellow card. The red card, interestingly enough, that is a card that is not typically thrown very often. That card means that he did not touch the bar to his chest, potentially hovered the bar. Now, that could have been just a misclick by the referee. And on the right side, he got a yellow card, which could be a number of different things. Maybe his butt lifted as he was pressing the weight up to make it easier. Now, Jacob Manque on platform 1, gonna get started there with a 132.5 kilo opener. Jacob really in, he's currently forecasted in 2nd place. He's a bit behind Brandon, who had a phenomenal day in the squats, but Brandon could start slipping, and that would leave the door wide open for Jacob, as long as Jacob executes and makes his lifts. And he does that there. Opening up with 132.5. Little bit slow for an opener, but still smooth all the way through. Hunter Davis hits a really clean 2nd attempt at 115 kilos. Dylan Flack on platform 3. On platform 3, we have moved on to the final flight of bench, flight B, as Dylan Flack gets us started with 112.5 kilos. Oh, and hits the sticking point, is able to fight through it. 3 white lights for Dylan. And on platform 1, Andres Carrillo, 132.5 for his opening attempt. Had a bit of a rough day in the squats, only walking away with his opener. Put him a bit back in that fight for the bronze medal position in the class. But he could still walk away with top 5. And who knows? Austin Sparks could start to slip up. I mean, he actually missed his bench opener, and that could leave the door wide open for Andres to come in and take that bronze medal position. Patrick Downs, 120 kilos for his opening attempt on platform 3. 3 white lights, it's a good lift. Ashton hitting a smooth opener at 150 kilos on platform 1. Platform 2, Braxton Smith gonna walk out to 122.5 kilos for his opening attempt. Now on platform 1, we're gonna have Brandon Taylor, really a superstar here in the 125 kilo division, forecasted well ahead. Within 20 kilos of Jacob Manque. If Brandon starts slipping up, then that could leave the door open for Jacob. Brandon opening up with a phenomenal 165 kilo, 363 pound bench. I mean, I personally, myself, I would love to squat this. And Brandon is opening up with his bench at this weight. Oh, yeah, and he makes it move like an opener, too. Oh, 2-1, that's a no lift. Gets 2 yellow cards. And I'm trying to see what the referee said on the side. Now, I imagine that was possibly for either heaving the bar, like we explained a couple minutes ago, raising the butt, or raising the foot. Hopefully he can come back and hit that on his 2nd attempt. And it's a bit tough because he is in a bit of a battle there with Jacob Manque, but he does hold the lead as long as he, I mean, based on forecasted total, he holds the lead. So I would maybe repeat that. I mean, it moved pretty easily, so he could elect to go up anyways and just fix that technical mistake. And as we watch LiftingCast, he has elected to go up by 7.5 kilos. And on platform 3, Elias Mank opening up with 137.5 kilos. We are in the 100 kilo division, and Elias leads the way on forecasted total. Got a bit of a spread with his fellow competitor Maximus. But Elias has got to make his lifts in order to keep that spread and walk away the national champion. Elias seems to have made his opener on platform 3. Yep, 3 white lights, that's a good lift.
Darian Turner on platform 1, that's a good lift. 3 white lights. It's going to be 2.5 kilos up. Here's Reggie Clowen on platform 2. 3 white lights to a 7.5 kilo jump of 330 pounds. That's going to get good lifts. Up on platform 3, Daniel Duvernay, 314 pounds for an opening attempt in the lads' 100 kilo weight class.
Looking good on 3. Here comes Elias on 2. Jack on 1.
Here's Jack Morowitz, a fairly close grip bencher here. And throughout the bench press, we've seen a variety of different grips and a variety of different approaches to the bench press. Some folks like to go for a little bit of a wider grip. Maybe they're a little bit stronger at lockouts, so it'll emphasize the triceps. Conversely, some folks elect to go close grip, which will allow for a larger push off the chest, but that's going to make that lockout a little bit tougher as we transition through to the triceps. Some folks are opting to go for either a soft touch or a sink. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. Soft touch, it's going to be very visible to the referee when it receives stop motion on the chest. However, it's a little bit tougher of a learning curve because getting that true soft touch takes a lot of practice. Now, conversely, with the sink approach to the bench press, you're able to get a little bit more momentum off the chest, but similarly to the close grip bench press, and even bench presses with a bench shirt on, so our equipped benches, they're going to find that struggle once we get to lockout.
Gray on platform 3, opening up with a 160 kilo bench. Got that beautiful high arch there.
Edward Madaris. Looks like a good lift for both platforms 1 and 3. Gabe McNeil is coming to take his second attempt bench press on platform 2.
Owen on platform 3, gonna come out to 167.5 kilos in the hunt for potentially a podium finish in the 100 kilo class. And on platform 2, Gabe McNeil, 175 kilos for his second attempt. It's relatively a big 15 kilo jump here. Let's see how he handles it.
And here's Adrian Lopez with 130 kilos, 286 pounds, product of the Lexington powerlifting outfit. 5.5 kilo jump, 10 pounds, that's gonna be a good lift. All right, folks, heading up to platform 2, Tyron Holmes, who has the official heaviest squat of the, actually, nope, he might not. I'm actually not sure. No, he doesn't. He attempted for the heaviest squat of the competition. Unfortunately, that was a missed lift.
Now, his opener was a little bit sticky. Elected to take a 7.5 kilo jump. Not unreasonable, especially for a load of this much weight. Projected well ahead in the 140 plus kilo division.
Oh, wow.
Bit of a battle there.
I think he might have another 2.5, maybe 5, if he's able to find that good momentum off the chest.
Yeah, I mean, with his type of bench style, especially considering his opening attempt, it does kind of look like he's the type of lifter who can grind through a bench. So we're probably going to see him make, like Nick said, a 2.5 to 5 kilo jump for his third.
Maximus on platform 3. Shout out to the boys in Iowa from Michael Gagne.
Austin Sparks.
Jinx.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Hope he's okay there. Okay, he's okay. Dang.
Looks like he's walking away. He looks like he's holding his left hamstring there. And when you're driving into the bench press, your legs are going to be providing a lot of that stationary strength as you're coming up. And it's going to help you maintain your base throughout the bench press. And if that's affected, it's going to make the bench press a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, that was really a dicey proposition there from Austin Sparks, especially since he is forecasted in third place right now in the 125 kilo division. He missed his opener, elected to go up anyways, and almost was able to fight through it, but missed it on strength and had a little bit of a stumble at the top. So that's the dicey thing, especially when your lifter is projected in one of these podium positions. You've got to have an opener that is so easy. It's going to get you on the board. And when you miss an opener like that and it's just 5 kilos off of what your potential is for the day, maybe the opener was a little bit sticky, I would just repeat it. Just try to get on the board.
You're
try to
absolutely
secure
right.
the podium placing. Jacob Mankiw coming down on platform 1 with 137.5 kilos.
And he's in the running for, he's in the top 3 at the moment for the lads 125 kilo weight class. So this bench, or this string of benches, really going to want to pay attention to, because like we said earlier, these are going to be precious kilos that we're adding to the total, and that could make all the difference once we get into the deadlift.
Yes, I mean, the placings are not decided on the bench press, but like you said, every kilo is critical, especially when you're in one of these tight battles.
Bars loaded for Ricky on platform 3, representing the home team, the Cajun Prep Powerlifting Squad. 125 kilos, 275 pounds. Ashton Kuhlman. Hey, that's a pretty cool name, man. 160 kilos. Tree Fitty, plus 2 pounds, gets 3 wide lights. Now let's take a peek and maintain the action over on platform 1. Brandon Taylor, we missed 165 kilos, but we went up to 7.5 kilos for this second attempt.
Now, his first attempt moved pretty easy, and if I remember correctly, he got yellow cards, so it was some sort of technique issue, perhaps jumping a command or butt lifting up, not quite sure there, but he is forecasted well ahead in the 125 kilo class, but of course, he's going to need to post a total in order to secure that first place spot.
Brandon electing to go for a self liftoff for 380 pounds.
Oh yeah, and that was good. I mean, his opener flew. Yep, 3 lights, it's on the board.
And there we see Brandon Taylor, in stark contrast to some of the lifters in his flight, chose to go for a very deep sink there, as well as a pretty quick descent. So it seems like he's trying to focus on, you know, building that momentum off the chest to power him through that lockout. Here's Wyatt on platform 3. looking to take all of the kilos, 286 pounds. And we've got some shouts out for Hunter on platform 2, representing the Oshkosh Spartans. Beautiful second attempt there by Hunter Davis. Oh wait, we're on to third attempts. Are we not? Am I tripping?
On platform 1 we are. And platform 2.
Oh, yes we are, okay. Now folks, just a quick, just a little bit of a reminder. We're on last attempts on platform 1 for the second flight. We're only on third attempts for the first flight on platform 2. So we still have a whole other flight of powerlifting to go on platform 2.
Platform 2, Braxton Smith. Gonna take 130 kilos for his third attempt. Ooh, able to fight through that sticking point. Really good call there. Through our lights, great lift.
All right, bars loaded on platform 3 for Robert Mash. Wonder if there's any relation to Travis Mash.
Took a big jump there, 17.5 kilos. Pays off. Through our lights, good lift for Robert Mash.
Coming up next is Hunter Venevy. He's going to be taking 336 pounds for his final bench attempt. On platform 1, Jack Morowitz is going to take 270 pounds for his third attempt bench.
Jeremiah on 1.
And on platform 2, Hunter Venevy taking a 7.5 kilo jump to his third attempt bench at 152.5 kilos.
Here's Quinlan Beachy on platform 3, 347.23 bucks for a second attempt bench in the lads 100 kilo weight class. Jeremiah Willingham on platform 1. Jeremiah is going to be Willingham enough to get this third attempt bench. Let's see it. Can he find his way? I might have commentator cursed it. I think I did. Oh my gosh. Jeremiah, I'm so sorry. Please don't look back at this stream and blame me. I'm so sorry, bud. But hey, we'll still come back for deadlifts, and we still have a pretty solid subtotal leading us in. All right, platform 2, Wyatt Stelrek on this is going to be 336 for his final bench attempt.
Platform 3, Gray McCurdy taking 12.5 kilo jump to 172.5 in the hunt for a top 5 finish in the 100 kilo division.
Austin, after Austin comes Adrian, platform 1.
Here's Ed.
Wyatt.
Easy third attempt press there, saving tons of room there for bench press. Coach is excited about that one. And that is going to be a timeout for Wyatt on platform 2. So unfortunately not able to take a good chance at his third attempt bench. So he's stuck with his second attempt.
On platform 3, that was a good lift for Owen. Oh no, excuse me, for Gray. Now Austin Sparks on platform 1 missed his opening attempt. elected to go up anyways on to 135. Missed it on his second attempt. Let's see if he can hit this to stay in the meet. Come on, Austin. Big fight there.
Oh, he finally does it.
I think he has done it.
He's good. 3 white lights. Austin able to find the spark that's going to keep him in the meet. What a fantastic job. 135 kilos.
Really critical there, and that keeps him in the running for the top 3 position in the 125 kilo class. Really awesome job to come back from such a hard miss on his second attempt.
Absolutely, and we see Eli Bickle on platform 3 looking to retake 180 kilos. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Eli is fairly close. Eli Bickle is fairly close in the rankings on the men's 100 kilo weight class. Yeah, right now he is within the top 10, currently sitting 7th at the moment with a 630 forecasted total. And that's going to be a no lift again, 2-1. So now, again, we find ourselves in another potential bomb-out situation where the lifter absolutely needs to get this on the board if he wants to remain in the top 10. Otherwise, he'll be disqualified altogether. Here's Maximus coming up to platform 3, representing the Iowa boys. That's 190 kilos.
I guess they're going to change the rules, huh, Tony? They're allowing you to make a change on the bench? Is that a new rule that I don't know about? You're not allowed to change your final benches, only your final deadlifts.
Bars loaded on platform 3 for Ricky. He's going to retake 125 kilos. Jacob Manque for the lads' 125 kilo weight class. Currently sitting at second with, honestly, a pretty sizable margin on either way. So as long as he makes his attempts, he should be able to maintain his silver position. Although, of course, there is the possibility that Brandon Taylor could run into something, but we obviously don't wish that upon him. We want to see him finish the meet. Oh, can Jacob finish? 308 pounds. What a phenomenal lockout. Jacob Manque, 308 pounds. That's going to be a good lift, 2-1. Oh, my goodness, folks. Jacob Manque keeps adding on to the forecasted total here. Here's Gabe, 180 kilos, 396 pounds. That's going to be 2-1. Good lift. Andres Carrillo on platform 1. Elk Mound powerlifting product, 308 pounds. Can he find his way through lockout? Yes, he can. And that's going to be a good lift for Andres Carrillo. And he'll come away 3 for 3 on bench. Great redemption there for missing those last 2 squats. He's on a good tear of momentum going into deadlifts. Let's hope the same for Ashton, the cool man, Coolman. 172.5 kilos. Jumping from 10 kilos to 12.5 kilos. Ladies and gents, that's going to be a bold move, but I think it might work out for him. Here's Wyatt on platform 3. He's going to take 135 kilos, looking to add all of the weight that he can to his PR total. Good grab there by the spotters and loaders for Ashton.
And now Brandon Taylor, platform 1, missed his opener, went up anyways, made his second attempt look pretty smooth, and he's well ahead in the 125 kilo division, looking to add 5 kilos to his total here with a big 391-pound bench.
Brandon Taylor's making his way up to platform 1. 5 kilos up from his second attempt. Elias Mank on platform 3. That's going to be a no lift, unfortunately. And for Miguel Castellanos on platform 2, product of Lexington Powerlifting, he's going to take 413 pounds.
And on platform 1, we had a big grind there from Brandon Taylor. That was the perfect call for them. Walking away 2 for 3 in the bench, but getting his third bench, getting those extra kilos.
And ladies and gents, that's going to wrap up the bench press coverage on platform 1. We are going to take 10 minutos, and we're going to see you in just a few short minutes. It is now 3:15. It's a little bit before dinner time, so we don't want to get you filled up too early. Go and grab you a protein shake, maybe a bag of Doritos, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the party has started. That's because the weight of the first deadlift has hit the floor. But not to be outdone, we've got a new American record from
World
Blake
record.
Went, an opener of 413 pounds. This is absolutely insane, folks. What a show we have, and it's only going to go up from here. Jeffrey Fong's going to open with 424 pounds on the deadlift.
Here comes Sergio.
We're going to wait for platform 2 to hop on the stream before we get going.
Jeffrey on platform 1 hits a smooth opener with 192.5 kilos. Sergio on platform 2 getting set up for his second attempt at 90 kilos. That is a good lift on platform 2.
Coming up next to platform 1 for his opener bench is Caden Genrich, or Genrich. I'm not sure how you'd want to pronounce that. This is 429 pounds, super easy on the way up. He finished his lift before I finished his name. That's going to be a good lift. Jack Koval's going to come behind with 440 pounds. And here's Cody Signs, 270.07 pounds. Rowan McHugh, actually, wait, never mind.
Lift is good, load the bar for Foley.
Here's Jack Koval, decently slow for an opening attempt. It's a good lift either way, but I don't know if that leaves him much room in the tank to carry on for the next 3 deadlifts. If so, I imagine it's going to be fairly small jumps across the board. All right, bar is loaded. Daniel Foley takes it to the chest. 7.5 kilos, nice and easy there. 3 white lights.
Lift is good for Foley.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here to the grand finale of the 2024 USAPL High School National Championship on Platform 3. Bars loaded for Rowan McCune, 192.5 kilos. Now, unfortunately, Rowan not able to post a total after having a very rough time on squats there, but 2 for 3 on bench. Looking to see if he can get some momentum on deadlifts here and finish strong. Caleb Berzer, second attempt in bench. Long way down, long way up, 3 wide lights.
And on platform 1, Jack Caden walking out to 205 kilos. Has had a great day so far, 6 for 6, looking to go 9 for 9.
Let's not forget, folks, just because these are some semi-heavy weights, I mean really heavy weights, these kids are still in high school. High school. These guys are hitting 500-pound
teenagers.
deadlifts after math. Oh my gosh, they
Some
go
of them
to...
are having an exam on Monday.
I'm saying that... I mean, for all we know, Brody Allwood's coming up to hit his opener deadlift at 468, knowing good and darn well he's got a social studies exam on Monday. Come on, guys.
They might be doing their math homework in the warm-up room.
Y'all, we're losing it. Oh, mamma mia.
I mean, seriously, like high school kids, I mean,
I remember high school very vividly
high
as
school-
a very, very stressful time, and I wasn't even lifting.
High school was tough. I started lifting in high school, and it was very difficult to manage. I mean, you got extracurriculars. You're in class from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You got extracurriculars. You got homework and training for a powerlifting meet on top of that. No easy feat. Sam on platform 1 getting set up with 215 kilos. Joe on platform 3, easy opener there. Exactly what you want from the opener with 195 kilos. On platform 2, Dustin taking a 10 kilo jump to 137.5 kilos for his second attempt bench.
I'm sorry, what?
Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Dustin. Seemed like a strength issue. We've seen miracles happen. Hopefully he can come back, hit that on his third. And Hunter Christensen on platform 2 in the fight there in the 110 kilo class to hit the podium, taking a 7.5 kilo jump to 142.5.
And folks, we are on to the deadlifts now, so that means we're going to start seeing some placement runs. We're going to start seeing some placement runs on the deadlift here. We might even see some attempt changes come third attempt deadlift. And folks, now that we are on the deadlift, we can go ahead and go over some of the rules of performance as well as some infractions that we'll see on the deadlift. So deadlift is the easiest of the 3 lifts to obey, I guess you could say. There is only one command to listen to, and that is the down command. You have 1 minute to initiate your deadlift off of the floor. If you're within that minute and you complete the lift standing all the way up, you are going to get a down command. Referee's going to wave his hand down. You must then control it all the way to the floor, no dropping it. And only then will we see the result on the board.
Yes.
Braden Nouse, 3 white lights.
And in the deadlift, you are going to have a number of different infractions. So a red card is going to be insufficient lockout, either in the shoulders, knees, or hips. A blue card's going to be downward motion or supporting on the thighs, which could typically happen if lifters get towards these max attempts. They are struggling with their lockout. They start to use their thighs to help get the bar up. And the yellow card's going to be everything else. So commands, losing balance, dropping the bar. Like Nick said, you've got to keep a controlled grip on the bar.
Isidro Muniz, 215 kilos for that, 473.
Vincent on platform 2 taking a 10 kilo jump to 142.5.
Colin O'Connor on 1.
Oh! That's going to be a
no lift, unfortunately. It looked like he never came to completion.
See you soon. Goodbye. I'll see you soon. Animate me 18. Next time.
Next time.
We're doing 2 4 sessions.
Knockout, 4 sessions.
Hey, if you need a ref.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
We're going to do 4 sessions. 150.
Shoo! Hey, have a safe flight back. Jack Koval on platform 1, 446 pounds on the bar. And like we were saying, the deadlift is when we start to see some positional changes, and we are going to keep a close eye on both the current totals and the forecasted totals, because, like we always say, the deadlift is when the party starts.
Oh, Landon Taylor, big fight on platform 2, 157.5.
Now, Adriana, tell us a little bit about what deadlift advantage is.
So deadlift advantage is when you're going to have the higher deadlift compared to your competitor. So say your competitor's opening at 200 kilos, you're opening at 220. Both move like openers should. The deadlifter with the 220 kilo deadlift, the larger deadlift, is going to have an advantage there. And that is because deadlifts are the last lift of the day. So they're really, like people say, they're when the party starts, when you're deciding your positioning and the lifter who's got the final deadlift among their competitors are going to be able to know exactly what they need to pull over them for positioning. That could be pulls for the win, pulls for the podium, and on your third attempt deadlift, you're going to get 2 attempt changes, and you can change your attempt up until they call bars loaded. And that's a very useful tool, and it's a little bit stressful as a handler to be on the lookout for all of your competitors to know exactly what you're going to need to potentially change your deadlift to so that your lifter is pulling for a position, not pulling any less than they need, not pulling any more, trying to hit that exact weight that they need to pull into whatever position that you could be vying for. Now on platform 2, the action continues in the bench press as Blake Went hit I believe it was a world record on his opener,
Yes.
bumping up 7.5 kilos to 195. Now his opener, it was a bit of work, but he's elected to jump up 7.5 kilos. Let's see how he handles it.
Looking to add on more pounds to his already world record bench press here. We've got bar loader for Judah, hoping to be the victor of this second attempt deadlift here, representing the Oshkosh Spartans. 462 pounds. Here's Elliot Roberts.
Wow,
and Blake Went.
locks out 195 kilos.
429. Oh my God, brother. Come on. Oh, kids these days are too strong, man. Come on now.
I mean, we love to see it. We love to see the sport growing across all levels, and that's going to attend to these high school lifters. High school, I mean, Blake Went is in high school and just benched 435 pounds. 430 pounds, excuse me.
Insane in the membrane. And you want to talk about sheer strength. Look no further than Sam on platform 1. 485 pounds, 220 kilos, representing Nina powerlifting. Here's John on platform 3. We're already at a 600-pound openers, yo. Come on now. And Sam is on the board. Oh, let's not be able to budge off the chest there for Sergio Aguirre. He will come away with 90 kilos on the total.
On the bench press.
I meant for his total.
Oh, for his total. Okay, okay.
I could have worded that way better. Oh, I wonder about that one. Rowan McCune, excuse me.
Good
2
lift,
to
2
1.
to 1.
Okay, we get one of our deadlifts in.
Unfortunately, Rowan is our lifter who bombed out in the squat. Made 2 for 3 on his benches and is still coming out to deadlift. Missed his opener, went up anyways, and was able to hit that on his second attempt. Jack Caden, platform 1, locks out 222.5 kilos. On platform 2, Daniel Foley gonna come out to a 7.5 kilo jump to 130 kilos on his third attempt bench.
Here's Joe on platform 2. We're well into second attempts for our first flight on platforms 1 and 3. This is 462 pounds. And that's going to be a good lift. We add 25 kilos to the total. Whoa, I completely missed that. 195 to 210.
Whoa.
25 kilo jump there. Here's Jaden Postal. That looked clean. I wonder if they're going to call him anything about the knees. Nope, never mind. That was a good lift.
And on platform 1, we've got a 260 kilo second attempt from Braden Noss. Braden, even though he is in a different flight than his competitors on platform 2, he is forecasted in second, and I think he's going to end up in second. He's got a bit of a spread on lifters behind him like Justin Clark, Hunter Christensen, but in front of him is Blake Went with a bit of a spread, so hopefully Braden can make his lifts, execute, end up in that second place position.
Here we go, Braden. This is 573 pounds. And folks, one thing you're going to see about the deadlift, as we see exemplified by Braden Naus and Rex Pauly on platform 3, two different styles of deadlifting there. Braden opting to go for a sumo deadlift, and that is going to entail the feet being wider apart, possibly even closer to the plates. And the hands are going to be inside the knees. It's going to utilize a lot more of the hips and the quads, as well as the upper back, in order to maintain tension off the floor. It's going to be slower off the floor, but lockout is going to be decently easier. Almost the exact opposite of a conventional deadlift, where the emphasis is a lot more on the lower back and the hamstrings. It will generally come pretty quickly off the floor due to a more emphasized what's called a wedge, where the lifter brings their hips down to the bar. But it's going to be a little bit slower at lockout, only because we have to deal with the thighs. They're directly in the way there. And so that's when we often see people go and get called for soft knees, maybe even ramping. And we see that a little bit more often with the conventional deadlift. We see soft knees a lot more with the sumo deadlift. Justin Clark, 142.5 kilos for his third attempt bench press. We're talking 314 pounds. Jan Hermansen, for 545 pounds. Someone stapled the weight to the floor again. Those pesky spotters. He'll be able to come back for it on his third. All right, Elliot Roberts going to retake 250 kilos, looking to get on the board with deadlifts at the moment.
Justin Clark, platform 2, having a fight with 142.5 kilos.
Here's Elliot trying to get on the board here. Let's see what he's got. Oh, goodness, that's not moving off the floor, folks. That didn't even move. That didn't even budge. I'm scared. I fear Elliot Robert is going to bomb out here.
We've seen miracles happen, but you're exactly right, Nick.
Now, as a coach, like, say one of your lifters, 2 missed lifts going into deadlifts, it's not budging off the floor. What do you tell them behind the curtain? Like, what's going through your mind there?
So you've got to really get in your lifter's mind and make them truly believe that they are capable of coming back and hitting that on their third. I've had that tough conversation before where you have to tell the lifter, I mean, it's your opener. Likely it's going to be something that, very likely it's going to be something that you've already hit in the gym many times before. You've got to tell them, hey, you have the capability of this in your heart, in your body. Your body has done this many times before. Go out and show it.
That's exactly right. Caden Genrich.
Now, Jesus Areola on platform 3 missed 227.5, opted to go up anyways.
To 255?
Now, I missed what his first attempt was called on. Wow.
Never mind.
No problem for him. Wow, risky move, but I think it pays off. 3 white lights for Jesus.
Wow, okay. And folks, we're already on to third attempt deadlift, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming up towards the end of the competition on platform 1. 215 kilos for Judah Victor. Well within the top 20 of the boys 100 weight class, but this poll will put him into provisional 13th place from current 17th. Here's Jacob Carr. Looks like he about lifted a car. 3 wide lights for 573 pounds. Third attempt bench for Vincent Jobert Stencil. 336 pounds. Can he find his way off the chest? Oh, that's going to be a no lift, unfortunately.
Lots of missed third attempt third attempt deadlifts on platform 1. These lifters are coming for it all. They're showing their heart on the platform. Hopefully we can change that trend as we lead into Colin. Going to be trying for 225 on his third attempt. And John really stayed patient off the floor there for a 295 kilo deadlift.
And Colin Albrecht, another missed third attempt deadlift over on platform 1s. We have yet to have an individual break through the third attempt barrier here on platform 1. Landon Taylor finds his way up slow and steady. Can he get that right arm up? Yes, he
What
can.
a fight from Landon. What are the judges going to say on that?
Beautiful.
Three white
Good
lights.
lights. Here's Brody. Oh, that looks clean to me. I wonder if they're going to call him on soft knees, though. He leaned back pretty far. 2-1. It's going to be a good lift.
That is the first made third attempt deadlift on platform 1. And now.
And if it was anybody to do it, Brody all would.
And now on platform 2, we are going to have yet another world record attempt for Blake Wendt.
And this is our
200
official
kilos.
last bench press of the entire competition, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2024 USAPL High School National Championship. Our last bench press is nothing better than a world record attempt from Blake Wendt. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 440 pounds. 3 times, oh wait, no. A little more than 2 times body weight there for Blake Wendt. And this is a world record for him. Let's see what he's got. Goes to the chest, fires off. Oh no, not able to go for it, but hey.
He still walks away with the record.
I'll say you have to go for it there. Your last bench ever, dude, you gotta go for it.
Yeah, especially because 200 kilos is that big milestone bench. Big milestone squat and deadlift for some people, but for Blake, that's a milestone bench that he's aiming for.
Exactly right. And folks, that's gonna be, like I said, our last bench press ever of the High School National Championships here in Baton Rouge. We're gonna give Platform 2 a 10-minute break while they get set up for deadlifts, and we will see you in 10 minutes. Here's Luke Postinger. Looked
Good
clean
fight
to
there.
me there. 2 to
2 to
1.
1, it's a good lift.
Yep, so the side judge saw what I might have seen a little bit. I looked like he was one of the shaky lifters, so he was shaky on the way up, but looked like his knees shook a little bit too far, I guess you could say, to the point where it looked like there was a little bit of a ramp there. But hey, he's on the board.
Big fight on platform 1, but unfortunately that's going to be a no lift for Jaden Postil. And on platform 3, big fight, that lockout for Joe. And it's not going to go for him. I mean, he does walk away 2 for 3 in the deadlifts. He's going to be disappointed in that. But he still ends the day 2 for 3 in the deadlifts. I wouldn't have, I thought 7.5. That was really good. You went 10? 10 kilo jump? It was 10 kilos. I thought 7.5. It was good.
I love guitar like that, man. Holy cow.
Just let me know. Huh? Nothing. He
Oh.
just did.
Hey, we'll see you next week. Hey, let me know if you need anything. I'll be coming up Wednesday or Thursday kind of afternoon. So if you need anything, let me know. See you then.
And on platform 3, they're getting set up for Eon Hermsen. Missed his second attempt at 247.5. Gonna try to repeat that on his third attempt.
Aeon Hermsen, 247 and a half. You really got me, Mr. Aeon. 247 and a half kilos. Oh gosh, that just stuck to the ground, unfortunately. It's not gonna budge. That's gonna be a no lift. Here's Riley Greening. Platform 3, 250 kilos, 551 pounds. Looks like we're getting the bar cleaned up on platform 1. Looks like we had a little bit of blood there, possibly. All good, we're now clean. Shout out Casey over on platform 1. One half of the Stellar Shots crew.
Oh, big fight on platform 3 from Riley Greening. Wow, let's have a war cry at the top. What are the judges going to say on that? 2-1. Good call from Nick. Unfortunately, that is going to be a no lift on platform 3. Platform 3, Lance getting set up with 260 kilos, getting really fired up for this third attempt deadlift, showing his heart on the platform. Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift. Still walks away 2 for 3 in the deadlifts.
I doubt we're leaving here till this won't be done till 6. Adrian Lopez, platform 1, 440 pounds. Lexington powerlifting product. Clean on the way up. I wonder if they're going to get him on any soft knee or ramp. Yep, and the judges did, both the side judges there, who arguably have the best view of that, especially for the deadlift.
Jesus on platform 3 avoided disaster by getting his second attempt. Now jumped 10 kilos. Looked like a good third attempt there. Way to end the day after such a shaky start for Jesus on platform 3. Great job there. And now Jacob Carr. Bar goes up to 600 pounds for Jacob Carr on platform 3.
Now he's in the men's 100 kilo weight class, currently sitting in 5th place, but
unforecasted.
Right.
But there are going to be some lifters on platform 2 who are going to lift after him. So he just has to put up the highest total that he can in order to fend off those other lifters. Oh, big fight at the knees. Gets it up. I'm not sure what the judges are going to say about that. Unfortunately, no lift due to supporting on the thighs.
Jack Morowitz, we're on our last flight of deadlifters on platform 1. Here's Jack Morowitz. Crowd's getting loud for John Clayton behind us in platform 3. 300 kilos. 661 pounds. And here's John Clayton. Jack Morowitz with an easy opener there.
And John Clayton, another one of our lifters who is in contention for a top 5 position in the 100 kilo class, but is going to have to lift before his fellow competitors.
Oh, the crowd is loud for John Clayton. Can he do it?
300 kilos, huge milestone here. I think he locks it out. Let's see what the judges say.
I wonder. That's a good lift, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen anybody jump that high. Oh my God!
Ends the day 3 for 3, 662.5 kilo total. What a day for John Clayton.
I hope Michael got that shot. That was beautiful. That man jumped about 6 feet in the air.
As I would too if I were to pull 300 kilos.
And folks, we're over on platform 3. We're now on to our last flight of deadlifters over there too. The meet is wrapping up slowly but surely. Here's Austin Sparks coming up to his opener deadlift. Now, Austin gave us a right good scare on bench press, but he was able to come back and get his, at least his projected second attempt at 135 kilos. But now he's going to come back and hit 479 and a half pounds. This is 217 and a half kilos for the lads 125 weight class. Bars loaded for Quinlan Beachy on platform 1, 468 pounds.
And Edward Medeiros on platform 1, they are loading the bar to 225 kilos for his opening attempt. Now, Edward, as well as Austin, is going to be in the hunt for a top 5 position. Austin is going to be a bit ahead, but if Austin starts to slip, then that kind of swings open the door for lifters like Edward and also Andres to potentially take his spot. Really easy opening attempt for Edward.
Bars ready for Andres Carrillo on platform 1, 501 pounds for an opening deadlift attempt.
This would solidify him ahead of Edward in the total, but slightly behind Austin. And he does it, 3 white lights. Or a little bit behind Austin. But if Austin starts to slip, then Andres could potentially take his bronze.
24 USA USA Powerlifting High School National Championship in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's been a long weekend, but it has been a fun weekend, folks. Robert Mash is going to come up first with 330 pounds, and I feel like the entire crowd back here can hear my voice at the moment, which is kind of nerve-wracking because there's no loud music. Oh, here we go. All right. Up next is Maximus with an easy opener attempt. That's going to be a good lift.
Loading the bar to 195 kilos on platform 2 for Jelani Payne. Trying to solidify a silver medal here in the 140 plus kilo division, but it's a bit tight between him and Miguel Castellanos. Gonna have to make his attempts here to fend him off. And on platform 1, Adrian Lopez missed his opening attempt at 200 kilos, opting to go up by 12.5 kilos anyways. See how this plays out for him. Graham McCurdy, platform 3, 252.5 kilos.
With the spirit fingers. Adrian Lopez finds himself in a really tough spot here. 205 kilos was missed. And now he's going up to 250. Sorry, that was Adrian Lopez. Yeah, went up 200 kilo opener, and then jumped 12.5 kilos and missed that as well. This is going to be a very tough situation to come back from for Adrian Lopez. Gabe Jensen on platform 2, opening with 468 pounds. Dylan might catch a little bit of flack from 556 pounds. Are you going? Bars loaded for Elias on platform 3. Opening deadlift at 295 pounds. Here's Darian Turner on platform 1, representing the Oshkosh Spartans. All right, Austin Sparks walking up to 227.5 kilos, 501 pounds. Quinlan Beachy's getting set up in the sumo deadlift, 227 pounds. Looks like it might be a little bit of, he locked it out perfectly fine. That's going to be 2-1. Good lift. He is on the board now. Hunter Venevi, 485 pounds. Look, goes up super easy. And Eli Bickle, please, 3 white lights there. He's on the board, repeating his opener, which is a very smart decision here. Here's Jack Morowitz. Somewhat of a tough time getting up there. That was a 25 kilo jump from first to second, which is pretty sizable when we're talking about the grand scheme of things. But I wonder what kind of a jump he has going into his second, or his third attempt, second attempt, excuse me. No, third attempts. Daniel Duvernay on platform 3. It's going to be 10 kilos up, 3 white lights. Hunter Davis, 225 pounds, 225 kilos, excuse me, and Andres Carrillo, 3 white lights. Ashton Kuhlman, going to retake 235 kilos for the lads 125 kilo weight class. Here's Ashton Kuhlman, platform 1, retaking 235 kilos. Hunter Davis is walking up to his opening deadlift attempt at 496 pounds. Coming up to platform 3 now, Wyatt Olive. He's going to go up 10 kilos to 529 pounds. Wyatt Olive currently sitting in 13th place for the lads 100 kilo weight class. It is a very, very stacked class at the moment. All right, folks. Tyrone Holmes, 240 kilos, 529 pounds for his opening deadlift attempt. Already pretty comfortably in first now, so long as he hits this opener here.
Dylan Flack, platform 3, missed his opening attempt at 252.5, opting to retake that. Hopefully he can get this.
Good attempt there for Tyrone.
Oh, and unfortunately on platform 3, Dylan has a little bobble at the top. Now really put in a tough situation, face and bomb out. Going to have to repeat that on his third attempt to try to stay in the meet. And now Maximus coming out right after him, taking a 15 kilo jump to 255 kilos now. This is really a battle here in the 100 kilo division. Maximus going to take 255 kilos to give him a 712.5 kilo total. Keep him in the lead, and he does it with ease, but Elias Monk, I believe Elias is on he's on the same platform, but he's in the later flight. So Elias is going to be able to know exactly what he's going to need to hit to overcome Maximus's total for the win. Platform 2, Miguel hits 242.5 for his opening attempt, 3 white lights. Elias Diaz on platform 2 going to come out to 250 kilos, giving him a 702.5 kilo total, keeping him in the hunt for the title between him and Gabe McNeil. On platform 1, Jacob Mankiw in the 125 kilo class. Currently in second place is going to extend his total in that silver place position in the 125 kilo class. Big 20 kilo jump here. Yeah, and that's good. 280 kilos, that is 617 pounds. Patrick Downs, platform 3, unfortunately not able to get that second attempt. Still has his opener, so he's on the board. And it's always a tough situation when you miss your second attempt and it feels like it's strength. You have to have that conversation if you're going to come out for your third. I mean, I would. You have nothing to lose there. But if you are, maybe your back is a little fatigued, you could be risking injury there. It could be a good idea to scratch, especially if you, knowing your heart that that third attempt is not going to go. Now Gray on platform 3, taking a 10 kilo jump to 262.5 kilos. Gray in the 100 kilo class, looking to solidify top 10 spot. Oh, unfortunately, no. Okay, he tried to pull twice, but unfortunately it did not budge the ground. Now, in the deadlifts, you only have 1 attempt allowed, okay? So if you try to pull and the judges deem that that is your one valid attempt, even if you start to pull again and make the attempt, lock it out, that's not going to be a valid lift. Only one attempt is allowed. And that starts when the bar leaves the floor. Now, Adrian Lopez, really in a tough situation here. Missed his opener. This is the dicey thing when you opt to move up after missing your opener. Missed 212.5 kilos. Gonna retake that, trying to stay in the meet here for Adrian Lopez on platform 1.
Same thing here with Elias Mankover on platform 3. That's going to be a 661-pound deadlift attempt in order for Elias to get on the board and register a total for the meet.
And Elias, this is a big deadlift. This is a pivotal attempt because he is in the hunt, in a big battle here in the 100 kilo class between him and Maximus. He needs this deadlift in order to stay in the meet and stay in the lead ahead of Maximus.
Come on, Adrian, finish, 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 finish. God, you hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, it's, even with deadlift, that's especially disheartening as well because you've had a good meet all the way through, and then you ultimately are unable to register a total as a result of not making any of your deadlift attempts. And I absolutely feel for him. It's a very tough situation to be in and tough emotions to come back from. But luckily enough, these kids are in high school. They have
There's
tons
a lot more meets
of powerlifting in their lives left. The future is strong, and so was Adrian Lopez.
On platform 1, Austin Sparks missed his second attempt, opting to retake that. Currently in 3rd place in the 125 kilo division with Edward Medeiros right on his tail. He needs this 3rd attempt to try to push the bronze medal out of contention for these other lifters to take from him. Is he going to pull it off? I think he has. Want to wait to see the call there. 3 white lights. That's a good lift for Austin Sparks. Extended his total in that bronze medal position. And now Jelani Payne missed his opener, went up a sizable amount on his second attempt. Pays off. Good lift for him.
All right, here's Quinlan Beachy, currently in 5th place, 237.5 kilos, 523 pounds. And an 8 for 9 day looks like for Quinlan Beachy. He'll solidify 5th place in the men's 100 kilo weight class. Gabe Jensen on platform 2. Can he get past the knees? Yes, he can, but is he able to get to lockout? It's gonna be slow and steady. Can he get there? It's gonna be a grind. Oh my gosh, it's working up the thighs. It's gonna get there. He's gonna lock it out, and he drops it. What are the judges gonna give him? Oh my goodness, 20 seconds left. It's 3 white lights.
What a second attempt there on platform 2. I don't think he has any more in the tank. I would definitely scratch that on his 3rd attempt.
Yep.
I mean,
I
at
wouldn't
that
even
point,
worth
you
going
have,
out there for it.
I mean, you have nothing to lose. That is to be said because, hey, that's the last lift of the day. You're not trying to reserve any energy for any extra lifts. He could potentially throw on a couple kilos, see how it goes. But yeah, that was a good grind for him.
All right, Gavin Downs is coming up to his second attempt, 227.5 kilos, 501 pounds. Here's Darian Turner on 1, taking his last attempt at 240 kilos. Is he gonna be able to get it past the knees? It's not looking like it. But Darian's had a great day thus far, going 7 for 9 overall, which is outstanding.
Wyatt Olive on 3, unfortunately missed his 3rd attempt. Still walks away 2 for 3 in the deadlifts.
Okay, now it's crunch time at the bottom. It's crunch time in flight 3 here. Dylan Flack
Needs this
He's
to
gonna
stay in the meet.
absolutely need this to stay in the meet, folks. This is gonna be a huge mental win if he gets this. The crowd is behind him. Come on, Dylan, pick it up. Get it up, attaboy.
I think he's done it. Oh, I actually remember on his second attempt he had the bobble, but there it should be good. Yes,
Oh my
2-1
goodness,
by the
what a
skin of
mental
his
win
teeth.
that was.
He stays in the meet. Yeah, exactly. What a way to come back mentally for Dylan Flack, staying in the meet, celebrates in the back room. His handler has come and told us that he is literally sweating.
Oh,
Dylan
man.
Flack pulls it off, avoids the bomb out situation.
All right, up next on platform 3, Ashton Kuhlman is going to move from 7th into 6th place with this 573-pound pull on platform 1. Eli Bickles coming up to platform 3. Eli currently in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken, for the lads 100 kilo weight class.
Yep, Eli currently sitting at 7th place, and this would actually pull him into provisional 4th place.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he made a big jump here. I mean, 32.5 kilos for Eli. That's a big jump. He missed his opener, was forced to retake that, so that could potentially be why you see that big jump there.
It's a bold move, Cotton. See if it pays off for him.
It's a bold move, but it's also a bold move to miss your opener and then go up anyways to a planned second attempt. So that's when that missed opener, it's really a tough situation to be in for these lifters. He's on the board, coming for it all with this 3rd attempt, pulling into 4th.
And it looks like he's going to have to stay in 7th place. Eli Bickle just got stapled to the ground, unfortunately. Coming up next on platform 1, Ed Medaris. This is going to pull him into 3rd place in the 125 kilo weight class. This is 584 pounds.
Yep, he's currently in 4th place, trying to pull into 3rd by the slightest margin over Austin Sparks, who has already finished his day. Can Edward do it on platform 1? Ooh, and he's fighting with it. He locks it out. Gotta see what the judges say on that.
2-1, that's gonna be a no lift.
Jury, you gotta go to the jury on that. I mean, that was a pull for a podium position in 3rd place. You have to go for the jury. Now, Gray McCurdy, platform 3. 265 kilos. Is he gonna be able to lock it out? What a grind from Gray McCurdy. What a fantastic lift.
And it's not good.
What?
Oh my gosh,
Jury,
2-1.
Jury, that one,
Go to the jury.
that one you've got to go to the jury. That was such a contentious lift. I mean, from my point of view, I thought it was good, and so did one of the referees. They look a little bit confused. I would definitely go to the jury there.
Now Brandon Taylor coming up as our, if I'm not mistaken, one of our last lifters on platform 1. This is 277.5 kilos, a big 611-pound deadlift for Brandon Taylor in the 125 kilo weight class, who solidify 1st place by well over 40 kilos.
Can he add more to his winning performance? Unfortunately not.
That is okay, ladies and gentlemen. He's still up and solidifies 1st place. He is your 125 kilogram national champion. Now Jacob Mankiw, he's not going to let him get all the shine. He's going to make sure he gets the heaviest deadlift on the day for platform 1. This is 661 pounds.
Jacob is already solidified in the silver medal behind Brandon in the 125 kilo class, making this big jump here, 20 kilos, trying to go for that huge milestone of 300 kilos, 661 pounds. Mason on platform 3, yep, unfortunately no lift. He still walks away with his opener. Come on, Jacob, 300 kilo deadlift right here, right now.
Not to be outdone, that was a pretty second attempt for Miguel on 2. Here's Jacob. Can we find our way? 20 kilo jumps all the way through. Let's make it happen, Jacob. Oh my
gosh.
God.
He locks it out.
What was that?
That's got to be a good lift. 3 white lights for Jacob Mankiw. Ooh, love the celebration there.
Wow. Ladies and
Phenomenal way to
gentlemen,
end the day.
if you are watching on Platform 1, we have reached the finish line for the 2024 USAPL High School National Championships here in Baton Rouge, North Carolina. If you're on platforms, did I say Baton Rouge, North Carolina? Baton Rouge,
that earlier,
Louisiana.
too.
Oh my goodness.
Losing our minds right now.
Oh, if you're on platforms 2 and 3, you're gonna hear us do another couple sign-offs. But Platform 1, it has been an absolute pleasure to be able to work and to be able to call this meet with you all. My name is Nick Stevens.
Adriana Davis.
And we will see you at
Next
the next
time.
meet.